Good evening, everybody in YouTube land. Hi, Daniel Smith coming at you. Gotta get up, on and on by the rolling shop. Buy it, sell it, the game's getting hard. On and on the losing card. I'm just waiting now. Right. Let's see. While we're waiting, maybe I decided that what we'll do is, while we're waiting, I will show some stock ones while we're waiting. And I'm trying to think who these is from again. I think this is from... I've got them all mixed up, so as I said, this is Found It Buried. I don't think they're Found It Buried. I think they just managed to get in the package. We Found It Buried. And that's some of Found It Buried's stickers. I see there was 2 E's, but now there's only one. I see it. I did see it. As I said, I'm waiting for more coming in, because it's not the, as it says, the title says, it's not the same mailbox. It's not the same mailbox. As the title says, it's not the same mailbox. But I've just noticed it's not all of the Joe Durbans. I took a quick gander in it without opening it up, so I don't know what's in them. All I know is who they're from, but it gets shipped by the Durbans. I don't think, Andrew, this is Found It Buried. I know these are for Found It Buried that's in there. I got stuff mixed up. I must have put them in. I think they're Charles Kelly ones. There's 1926S, and that's a quarter dollars. But they're sort of, I wouldn't say they're in the best of condition, but they're in fine condition. There's a 1915 S, $quarter, as I said. I wouldn't say they're in a terrible as grade, but they're not in the best of condition. Usually I try and pick them up better than that, but I know the older stuff's, because of the age yet, can be quite... There's a 1940, as I said, there's the 1947D, and that's and I done what you said. I put but then I've turned the Chromebook slightly round, so that basically it was out the road of the sunshine this time. so we're getting blinded. There's 1947D. That's because I put them all in order. A quarter D. I know. I listened to what you said. That's what I'm saying. If you say something, I don't take it like you're having a go at me or you're giving me advice, as in you're putting your advice across. So I don't take offence by it. So it helps me with bits and pieces because, as I said, sometimes as people think that a creator gets it right all the time, and it should be perfect. It should be perfect. A creator does not have it perfect all the time. There's certain things, or there could be a computer down or updates needing done. Then you've got the light could be shining too bright. You do it the right lighting conditions and all that. And then with your weather, with your light coming in, it can bounce off of things as well. Because there's 94. That's 1947S. So that's what I'm saying. I've been saving them up. Because whatever I've got doubles of, they'll be going in. And as I said, I bought scratch cards. I've got raffle tickets. So I'm trying to come up with ideas. But then I'm like, I don't want to feel that people think, oh, he's just interested in the money. He's just interested in the money and the views. It's not that. I'm trying to build that is exactly what I would like to happen. Two communities, and basically they're best of friends, or they can go on with each other, and basically they can get bits and pieces back and forth, bits and pieces back and forward. It's not just a case of me being friends with them. I want us all to be friends with them, so that as in there's new people getting met, and it means then that others that's not on the 1K yet get exactly where they want to go. Plus their channel grows as well at the same time. Because it's not just about me. It's not just about me. I just want to be able to feel that I am part of it. Because when you isolate yourself for so long, you feel as if nobody wants you, and you get to a state where you can sink into depression. And some people, when they sink into depression, they end up on tablets. But the thing is, with tablets, the tablets is only going to help to a certain point. They're not going to help you fully. And that's what sometimes they say, that counselling is the best thing. But as in you go for counselling, you still don't have any friends, or you don't, as in start socialising, you're not going to make any friends. Plus also, you're going to feel isolated. And at the moment, I just found out, Mum was reading in a paper that there's a rate or something that's called, Glasgow's on level 3 at the moment. I think down further is on level 2 and Glasgow's on level 3. But I wasn't going to get into all that carry-on with the COVID nor this carry-on. But as I said, I do want to be able to eventually get out of here, as in thing way. And as I said, as when we were talking about the Mint, I definitely do want to go, even if Dean doesn't go. But I don't like being in hotels on my own. It's not that I don't feel safe, it's just that I don't, when I'm on my own, I'm honest to God, I'm like really cagey. I'm like making sure that nobody's there and nobody's around me, and if I'm in a different place that I don't know, I get sort of, the anxiety sort of builds up, as in thing me watching, making sure that I don't, because if I tend to stare at somebody, or I'm looking at something and somebody feels that I'm staring at them, and especially if they've had a drink in them, they're going, and sometimes you do get ones challenging you. I know, I can't wait either, Andrew. That's why I was asking you, because I wasn't sure if they were allowed, if you were allowed to actually film in it, because I know, but I knew that there would be certain, as you said, I knew there would be certain parts that you wouldn't be able to film. But then I'm thinking, well, I don't want to take that Amazon tablet with me. If it's giving me problems now, I want it to be spot bang on. And I did look at what you said about that, the Samsung. I'm toying between the Samsung, either the Samsung or was it a Lenovo? I don't know if it was the Lenovo or the Acer, because I was thinking of getting another one exactly the same as my other one, because that other one was a good one. But then when you look at the reviews, it's saying a couple of the reviews are saying that the Samsung camera isn't up to a lot of spec, but it's only like a couple of people saying that, and there's like 20 others that's saying that Samsung's, because I know that mum had the weird version of the Samsung, but I don't know what model it actually was. I don't know if it was the first version or the second version, and mum had only so much things on it, because mum's got a thing about, she loves games. She loves playing crosswords, Norris Carol and Sudoku. And I know some of the games, some of the packages are quite big on it. And because she didn't have a memory card in it, it kept saying low memory. I know, Andrew, I want it so that I can video it, because I want to be able to video, because I've got they're like 2 GoPros, but then I'm thinking, if you don't charge them up and end up you put it on, you might miss something that you want to actually video. Because I've had, like, there was the other night, I was Skywatcher Sandra started kicking about, and I think she's done 2 lives now. She done one with Dawn, and she done one the other night on her own. And Skywatcher was saying that they would like to see, like, scenery from here, as in from Scotland. She's like, you've not done videos, and I was like, by this time, Andrew, I'm lost. I'm like, what does she mean that I've not done videos? There's plenty of videos on the channel anyway, on the channel. And that's when she said about, as in seeing places now, right? I was like, now I get you, as in the scenery of Scotland and stuff like that. So I'm thinking, if I take a tablet with me, I could film it on the way down, because I always, when I go on the train, I always book it for a spot where a table is, where there's a PowerPoint, before I get someplace, and I always take a change of clothes or whatever I need. I always pack it. Make sure I've got everything that I actually need. I always take my phone with me. My wallet, which is always in my jacket. I always take my heavy jacket with me in case it rains. And I started taking the tablet, but I only bought that other one because I looked at the reviews on Argos, and Argos were saying that Amazon, and now it's playing up. I changed something, I changed one thing on the YouTube side, and now it's playing silly beggars. So now I can't see as in, it shows you like the mobile version, and it's showing you up not the live side yet, but it's saying they're saying that it is live, but it's not showing you the live chat, and I was like something's settings, but then I can't be bothered playing about with it. But then it's £109 or £110 to put out. I treasure woman. I'm just showing because there was only 2 or 3 years in. Andrew was saying about ones, as in Canadians. That's the ones from Found It Buried. I don't know what. Oh, it's alright. It's not a bit of tape. It's a bit of tape. I thought it was something else. I don't know. Oh, it's like a big bit of green or something. I don't know. A bit of sticker or something. No, because that's the $2 ones. That's the difference. That's different ones with the difference. Right, let's pull this mail call out. That's not a mail call. I just try to think of things to get it going, to get it started, and that's the link for the panel, because I don't mind doing a people coming on the panel, because I hate being on my own. At this thing, I just like company. I've always liked company, because that's how I used to kick about with my dad, because I liked company round about me, because I felt safe. I felt safer with company round about me than being on my own. I don't know what it was. And I just don't like. I'm one of these people. I don't like photos being taken of myself. I don't like being in videos. But then I know that I've got to be in videos, because if I'm going to do the live streams, because that's the new thing on YouTube. But I know that there's things changing. And I've got a funny feeling. If I've hit that problem on YouTube, I'm wondering if YouTube is doing the changeover, because I know they've got the YouTube studio as on their platform at the moment. So I'm wondering if they're changing over, and that's what's caused that problem. Because it happened to me about just over a year ago, the same thing, and I thought it was my equipment was at fault, and then found out, as in 2 or 3 weeks later after buying new equipment, that there was nothing wrong with the equipment that I had. It was YouTube system. Right, I've only just opened, before I come on live, I've only just opened the box, so I've not seen what's in the packages, just so people don't think, oh well, he's seen it already, he's been into it already. No, I haven't. I only just opened the box up so it was ready, so I didn't need to mess about with it, because that's the first one. And there it's thing with it, because usually John and Diane, they usually number them, because that's what it says, number 1. Because it was John and Diane that sent it, but there's bits for the community in it as well. A couple of other places. Because I don't get it for free. I buy it for here, I buy a bit for here and a bit for there, and then if there's a benefit auction, I'll buy a bit for the benefit auction, if there's a benefit auction kicking about. So this is package 1, and in it is, and it's that one's for Douglas Reese, probably with stickers in it, so it'll tell us what channel it's from. But that one's for Douglas Reese. Sometimes I don't know. I know the channel's names rather than the actual person themselves. There's another package that's got no name on it, so that might be a a Joe and Diane Swan. And as Andrew says, when he's been funny, Alex got more roles than Greg's. I reckon that's roles. I think everybody. I know Dusty Blonde. I know Dusty Blonde's coming on live just shortly. I know Dusty's on, and I know Mama. I know Mama T and Big T's on as well. So I know that the people kicking about, they probably got fed up with me anyway. It was like, I'm sick of it, ting me. It's always the same. Never ting me. But I shouldn't think that way. But it must be, sometimes you must be sick of hearing my voice. At times, sometimes I get sick of my own voice. People's like that, but it doesn't get in the way. But I will. Once I get it organised, there'll be bits and pieces. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to come up with ideas. I'm trying to come up with things. I just don't want to open the roles, because there's no point in me starting to open a role if nobody else is going to take it. Because I'm only going to pull a couple of coins out for it. Because I'm not looking for the errors and the varieties. That says 55. That's 55D. And that one says that's 1963. That's 1963D. Hi, Craig. So that's 55D. And that's 63D pennies. So that's 1 cent. No, because I don't. What it is once I get to the monetization stage and I've got that bit and it's got a tick on it, it means done. Oh, aye, definitely, Craig. I'm all right. Just sometimes I get the odd days where I get down, I get low some days. But then I know that if I don't do this, I'm not going to get, as in, you see it grow. Because it's for my own benefit, not for anybody else's benefit, to see how far I can grow and see if I can do it the right way and growing. Because I think it's ridiculous that YouTube put these requirements on and then they change the requirements and all the rest, and it's just. But I suppose that if you want to stay on YouTube, you've got to do what the requirements is. There's no way around it. So you just got to, you just got to plod along, do it the way they want it. You're probably right. I wouldn't say I was a superstar. I tend to like, the reason why I tend to go on people's channels is because I would rather help them, as in see them grow, instead of myself grow. Because I'm not really into, as in being, I'm not a person that's selfish. I was never brought up like that to be a selfish person. And I'm not one of these ones where, as in, it's money wise or money orientated. I've never been like that. to me, for to get a coin, and I'm like, wow, as in every coin to me is like a treasured piece. But how many pieces do you keep? And there's a point made, there's a cut off point, and you've got to say, right, I've got enough, or the ones that you haven't got. Hi, Bigfoot. The Craig, once I get to the that's what I'm saying about scratch. I've just bought it's people. Somebody seen the scratch cards last night and they're like, scratch it, and I'm like, I was like, no, I don't want to waste it. And I was trying to explain to them, it's not from a website. I bought them for Amazon. But the whole idea, because I felt that when I'm watching a lot of these GAWs, you're getting people that's, I don't know if they're doing it out of fun, as in they're turning around saying it's rigged. And I'm like, I says to them, I don't want to have that on my channel. People thinking there's favouritism there. But I was like, how do I make it so that it's fair, so that people know that, well, it's not rigged, it wasn't faked, there was nothing faked about it. And I thought, well, if I got a scratch card and maybe it's got like 12 squares on it, and then I'm like, how am I going to do this? Am I going to put it, they have to put a donation in, or is it a case I'm going to just use them for GW? And then I thought, I could use them for GW, plus also I could do that. But then I'm like, I don't like asking for, I don't like feeling like people have to give me money or a handout. I don't want to make them feel like that, because the channel was never built for that purpose. I just wanted something because I was talking to Melissa a long time ago, and we were talking about box battles, and I was like, well, can I play with you? And they're like, well, yes, but no. And I could understand our coins are different from the Americans' coins, so they wouldn't be the same. They wouldn't be the same. They wouldn't be the same coins. So how could you play a box battle with? Because our our ours is 1 pences. That's a 1 pence, and that's a 1 cent. No, but the whole idea, that's what I'm saying, Craig, the whole idea was to, when I got to the monetization stage, it means then that I could put the PayPal on and the super chats on, but I don't want people just as in feeling pity or feel as if they have to give it. I'm thinking, well, if I get donations in, the whole idea was to give coins back, to get to a certain amount, and then me to turn around and say, right, you've paid enough for the shipping cost over back over to America or other parts of the world, and put like maybe 4 or 5 coins into a package. Wealth is not measured by material things. I know, but I had some saying, Craig, I didn't want them to feel that because I'm going to all these auctions, and then you see you buying for all these auctions, they're like, well, he must have money for somewhere, and they me, how did he get it? No, the rest, and then they're like, he's just, all he wants to do is it's taking, but no giving, and that's what I want to do. I want to feel as if I'm giving back to the community, but I just don't know how to do it, what way to do it. There's 1963 D, and it's $half. Wealth is not measured in material items. It's about the impression you leave. Exactly. I'm trying to think what ones did I do and what ones did I didn't. Oh, alright. What did I got mixed up? Because I did a way off tangent. Started something talking and then it ended up. I thought that was Thomas Edison. It is. It's Thomas Edison. I'm looking at that going like that. 2004. It says 2004. Alright. 2004p. It's Thomas Edison. It's Thomas Edison. See, we used to do when we were in history and all that, Karen. They used to talk about Thomas Edison. I'd never seen a coin with Thomas Edison on it, because he invented the light bulb. So it is. So if you think about it, the coins are history, because the Americans decided that they would put things onto the put things onto coins. So that is a bit of history, because that's 2004. It's a 2004p coin, but it's got Thomas Edison on it. So it says Liberty on it, and on the back here it's Thomas Edison, as in there, with a light bulb, because he invented the light bulb. Oh, I know that. But that's not everybody's into coins. Some people like coins because it's there to spend it, and some people like collecting them because of the history behind them. But it's amazing that some of the history is in the actual coin, because that's quite a nice coin, that, with Thomas Edison on it. I know, Craig. That's what I'm saying. I try and buy the best of quality. I try and buy the best of quality. I try and get the best ones. I try and get the best ones for as little as money as I possibly can. There's 1972. There's 1970. There's 1970. 1972. I probably got I probably got about 4 of them by now. You keep going like that, and you keep thinking there'll be another one, a different year, and then you go like that, and then I forget, and I'm like, did I not just have that one? Did I not just buy that one? Did I not just buy another one, the same one? Joe Durbin's, but it's the box. I took a quick look in the box without breaking anything open, as in I've got the box. Craig, I've got the box sitting in my lap now, as in the big box. The Durbins, you know how the Durbins let me use use that as a shipping address. Some of it's for different people for the community, because I've been buying it for a bit here and a bit there, because I don't want to feel like everybody's thinking, well, we only buys for Lemonhead and the Durbins and the thingy and coin up. Never buys anything for anybody else. I was hoping that you would tell me what Ike or what year it was you needed, because I probably will have it. I nationwide, I probably will have it, and if I don't have it, I can get it, or I'll get it. But tell me exactly what kind of money you want to spend, and we'll do it right. That's 1972. That's 1972. Because the reason why I started buying them, because I was thinking what we could do is what we could do is we could cut them up, leave them in the packages, and then cut them up and use them for the GWs and stuff like that. I know it's not that I know that shouldn't be the way. It should be a case of, as they probably get more if I auction them off on the channel. But then I'm thinking, no, I want to try and make sure that I've got enough coins and stuff for to give back, for to do as in, because that was the whole idea. Because I'm thinking, what if I done the exact same as Lemonhead done in the middle, but it's, instead of what he do is do maybe 4 or 5 pieces, then have a break, and do a GW, and then after the break, then go and do the rest of it. I probably have 1972. I don't know about the S. And I know why I know why Craig's asking. Craig's got quite a lot of Craig's got a lot of coins as well. And if he don't have it, he'll know exactly somebody will have it. Because I didn't know. I first met Craig. It's when they originally done Small Engine Nations. I didn't know he was a coin person, and then I thought that they tracked me down in the coin community, and then I found out that Craig had been buying coins for years. For years, because Craig's got an extensive collection, and if people don't have Craig's channel, please link up to Craig's channel and also Kathy's channel if you haven't got them already, because that's what I want to see. I want to see the coin community grow. I want to see it grow bigger, as in everybody getting on with everybody else, and end up seeing other channels grow as well as myself growing at the same time. Because as I said, it's not just about me. I was talking to Mum about that as in the time as the other night. We were discussing it, and she's like, "You wee bugger, you've got me up at night time." And I'm me as now I'm a night owl. She's usually when she comes up the stairs. What's the big telly down the stairs for down, because we put in the Sky Entertainment, so it's like entertainment room. She's got the wee box down the stairs and the big box up the stairs for Sky. And she didn't pay any more for the package itself. Now she watches the games on the 55-inch Samsung, and when she goes to bed, she uses to go to sleep. Usually hear music or whatever on, as in on the telly thing, as in with the Skybox, the main Skybox, because the main Skybox is in the other room. And the other night I says to her, you sleeping? She went, no. So we started talking about things, it was family issues and stuff like that. And we were saying about, she said that she'd basically become a night owl. I've lost the place with where I was going with it. I do that sometimes. I start talking about something and then I forget what it was, where I was going with it. Can't remember now. Oh, aye. When Bigfoot talking about hang me coins and socks. I was saying to her about America, and she'd been to America. Mum's been to America. She went with Julie a couple of years ago, and Mum at the time, hi Kathy, Mum at the time smoked, and the beep went off. Electronic device in a person. But she didn't know this. And he'd went out for a fag. She gets stopped and then we wanted to do a full body search. And funny enough, we were talking about, I was thinking about going to America. She says, you probably bring coins back in a suitcase. She says, you probably get stopped, as in for smuggling it back into the country. Because I don't know how much you're allowed. But then I says to her, I says, if I do it right, I says, I wouldn't take it back in a suitcase. I says, I'll put it in a box. I says, I'll go and visit somebody, one of like Craig Durbin or somewhere. Go with him to the. I wouldn't tell anybody as in that I'd went to the LCC with Craig or whoever. And then what I would do is box it up, and then what I would do was ship it across, so that basically I didn't have any coins as in going back in that plane. Because I don't know how much you're allowed back into the country. But then they would turn around as long as it's for personal. Raviolis and going nuts. No, it was totally funny because Julie and her partner had went out for a smoke, and they went out the side door, and Mum obviously went through a barrier or somewhere, and as she went through the barrier, the thing went off. She forgot that the thing made it was an electronic lighter, but obviously it just bleeps. So they went like that, and they went, "You come here," like that. Mum went, "Oh no," like that. And by this time they'd left her. They went outside the airport and was waiting for her outside. But Mum's actually gave up. She gave up smoking eventually. But that's what I'm saying. If you put coins in something, obviously it would bleep. And I've got the prosthetic leg as well, because when I went to Greece, fun enough, I don't know if I've told this story. I had a prosthetic leg, and the lassie I was with at the time, the one that when I used to go to Wellington, the lassie at Wellington at the time, was it 2018 or 2019 I met her? Can't mind. It was either 2018 or 2019. I went to Greece, and funny enough, that's exactly what she said. She says, by the way, you might have to take that leg off because obviously it's not in some bolts, it's going to go off. And I did, as they'd done with the bleep, and then they took us to one side, right? So I explained to them, going through. So as I was coming back, there was for security and I think a supervisor or their manager, and I get stopped and pulled up again. And fun enough, and the guys like that, they were talking in their own language. Now I hadn't a clue what they were saying, each other back and forward, and I'd get stopped. And basically, when I went to take the leg off, he went, "Oh no, like that." And he kept, "I'm sorry," and he kept putting it like that. Because it was well before COVID. I remember it, and he's like putting the hand on me, but it wasn't like as in like smack me or anything. It would, "Oh no, I'm sorry," apologetic, and I've took the leg off or whatever. I went, "Oh no, it's fine." Took all the leg off, no rest. "Oh no, and he's like, no, tell me, no, don't take the leg off." And he's like, so then they end up, they're like, "Hi Bradley," and then they end up with, they put a chair. They said, go and sit there on the chair to put the leg back on, and then let me through. So it means then that every time I go through an airport, I'm going to get stopped. I'm fun enough when Craig says I'm going to get stopped anyway because I've got with a prosthetic leg. There's nuts and bolts actually in it. That's as in like the foot is like got an Allen key bolt up the way. Then the fake kneecap or the bit that's supposed to bend in there because even though it's a fixed one, there's nuts and bolts in it as well as in where it joins together. So I'm gonna get stopped anyway. So it means then every time I go through an airport, it's gonna bleep. It's gonna bleep. Somebody's saying about Majestic. Nice cute meal call for Majestic. I know Majestic sing me. I don't want it. I don't really know. I heard that Majestic, as in somebody saying, take something about getting well or something like that, or something to that effect. But I didn't know what it was all about, so I just left it. Oh, you beauty. Oh, you beauty. Is that mixed? That's 1 cent. That's the 1 cent. No, it's a shame. I'm sorry to hear that. I knew you knew more about it, Craig, but it was when I got lost there because I was like, I don't, because I can't, if I don't know what it's about, I can't comment. And I knew, I heard it in the grapevine as I was going through. I can't remember where I heard that, where it was in, as in Craig Durbin's or whatever. And, or no, sorry, no Craig Durbin's, Joe's. And I sort of heard about Majestic as in somebody saying take care Majestic or something like that and ding me as in sorry for something, but I didn't know what it was all about, so I just sort of left it. That's a shame. Majestic's ding me something else. Majestic's a bigger bar on my arm. You can well afford certain coins. Ah, now I know. That's who that is. Reese. It's Reese Coins and Hobbies. Ah, that's where it came from. A 1 cent. Craig's right. We've got an awesome lot of people. But that's what I'm saying. If you don't know somebody, you're trying to sort of give them the trust there, but you sort of trust them after you sort of get coins from them or whatever else, and that's how I build my bonds as in with people. Craig, I probably got them, man. But that gives me something to search. That's what I'm saying. It gives me something to search through. It gives me something to do. That gives me something to do. I'm just taking the other bit off. That's what I'm saying. I'm doing a mail call, but I'm doing it bit at a time. But that's what I'm saying. It was all the stuff was shipped. The stuff was shipped to Joe. There's 1969S. Because I need actually some. I need nickels. I need nickels, and I also need as in cents as well, as in going past the Wheaties because I've got a book. 1960s. 1969. This is 1969s. Oh, Mum's going absolutely daft now. She get another box. Oh, no, another box. And she's like, you need to get time to start getting stuff moved. And then anyway, I got a book off it was Cheapskate Coins, and I think Romano bought me, as in it was 39 nickels, but it was in a book. It was an album. So I've got an album for nickels, but there's only 39 of them in it. So I need the rest of them for the nickels. And I think I bought a 1 cent book. I showed it in the last the mail call before Craig. I showed it in. I put it away. I don't know if it's under there somewhere. That's what I put on it. This mail call's not the same, because I didn't want. That's why I titled it. No, it's not. That's why I titled it. No, it's not the same mailbox, so that people didn't think that I had taped the box back up again and was doing the same box. That's how I put. It's not the same mailbox. There's 1970s PF. And there's 71S. That's what I'm saying. That's how I try and buy them without out of the rolls, so that I can put what I need into the collection, so I can fill the collection quicker. So I don't need to keep opening rolls, because I feel as if there's 50 coins in a roll, if it's not a mixed roll, it means you bust that roll open. So you're going to have to do something with the roll itself. If you only want that's what I stated. I only will want 2 coins out of that roll, and that's it. And there's 1943p. This is CHBU. In that capital set, Andrew, I wouldn't sell it either. The one I got a thing with, Craig Steely, because I was wanting ones that I've got a set. I've got them, but they're replated. I found out by accident. I was supposed to have bought 3 rolls off the same person, and the box is still, the rest of the bits, or the bits that he didn't send, is still there. And he's like, I'll wait until you build a full box. It might take months to build a full box at certain persons, but he's like, because I said to him, send it to Joe Durbin, it means then there'll be no space in the box for Durbin to put anything in. So he'd send it over. 1943D. There's 1943S. That's for Reese as well. That's for Reese. It says Reese on it, so it said D Reese in it. Because I think you're trying to buy them cheaper, as in or get them cheaper, so you're trying to not pay a fortune for certain ones, although that some of them are worth more value, some of them. And then when some of them go up, like for instance at the moment, the S's are popular at the moment, so you end up paying that bit extra to get them, because everybody wants them. it's like a new bit of music coming out, or a new pair of shoes coming out, a new pair of trainers, and because everybody wants them, the price is like three times the value of what it should be, because everybody wants it. And it's the same with coins, because everybody wants them, the price of them goes up. Sometimes I can wait. Sometimes I see me wait 6 months, sometimes less. But then that's how you see me, Craig, as when I go into an auction, I don't, if somebody overbids me, I don't take offence by it, or it's a friend, as in he bids over me. It doesn't really bother me. I know that's what an auction is. There's no, people don't realise there is no friends in an auction. We're all buying for our own collections, or they're buying to resell. So there's no point in get upset over about a coin that you've not won, and then end up, because that's what you do in the heat of the moment, where you overpay for things because you keep going for it because you want it. There's plenty of coins. It's just a case of, but you just have to go around the community. Some people's got other bits in their collection that they want left. They want to get shorter. They want to clear it. So that's that. That's second one done. That's that one. That's that one done. You're right. In the end, the cost always show that. In the end, the cost always balance out. You get some super cheap. Of course, you're right. You're spot bang on. That's how I bought that big. I've actually put it away. The big set. I don't think you saw it. As in the big set I got for Lemonhead. As in, it's an actual it's a perspex case, but it's got all I think it's 1930. I think it starts in 1934 and goes right to 1950, 1958. I paid $250 just to own that set. But I knew straight away, he's like, well, if nobody's interested in that, it was going to be a case that it was going to get split up. And I was like, no, you're not. You're not splitting. You're not splitting that one up. I'm going to save that before it gets split up. Because he'd probably break it up. He'd probably get more than his money for it. Probably get more than the value thing what he either paid for it, or as in the value that he gave it, as the Lemonhead he gave it. But when I saw it, I fell in love with it. Exactly, that's what I'm going to do. Eventually I'm going to hang it on the wall. I'm going to find a place for it. I'm either going to put, because I've actually swapped stuff that I bought for Lemonhead and system that'll get broken in transit because it was in a glass frame. Because you know what they're like, as in USPS might be alright for handling fragile stuff, but when it gets over here with Royal Mail, it would get thrown about, so it would end up get smashed to bits. Oh, I definitely, Travis, an asset to the community. Oh, I definitely, good quality. That's what we kept saying, Craig. The camera does not give justice to the coins. I've had a lot of nice stuff for Lemonhead for the last year, and for the last 2 years that I've been buying for Lemonhead. I had really nice stuff. That's where the 74s came. That's where the 74s came for ABUs, but they were in tin. The ones that were in tin foil, that were in 5 and a lot. That's where they came. That's where they came for. Because what happens in an auction, if I see it at a low starting price and I see nobody into it, I'll start it. I'll start it. That's why I said I am the biggest and I am the biggest instigator. That's why I keep saying to people, don't follow my lead, because I buy it because in my mind, it's worth something, and I know that it's worth something to somebody else, and that's why. And I know that thing made that if it doesn't sell first time around, he's gonna have to keep that stuff and sell it the second time round, because he's working on a small Lemonhead's working on a small budget, so the money that he makes off the money he makes off the Tuesday's auction goes into the following Tuesday's auction for new stuff. So if he doesn't sell it, it means then that he's left with it, and it's either a case of he exchanges it back to the person hoping that he can exchange it, or he's got to then resell it on the next Tuesday, hoping that somebody that out there will be into it. Because I've seen them sometimes take $5 off or something just to thing me to get a start bid for it. And I don't really care about somebody pays for it. That's immaterial. I'm quite happy to gain somebody a bit of bread and butter. It's like Craig turning around and saying to me, Alec, I've got a whole load of coins. I want $60 for it. I wouldn't care less what Craig's paid for it at the start. I wouldn't turn around and say to Craig, what did you pay for it? I wouldn't even dare go there. Because it's none of my business. It's none of my business what Craig paid for it. I'm just using that as an example. I'm quite happy. If I'm getting a bit of bread and water to Craig to keep him for, as in pennies, bills, or whatever else he needs to use that money for, I'll quite gladly get to Craig and say, "There, Craig, there's the $60. I'll buy that because I think it's worth that." That's the way I've dealt. My dad was the same. My dad used to say that people were like, try to ask him how much he paid for stuff. My dad wouldn't disclose that, what he paid for stuff. Because he used to go about all over the place, jump from place to place to get bits. Oh aye. I'm grateful for you and thing, because it was you that helped me get into Joe Durbin's auction, and also Redneck Stacker. But we're all trying to do auctions and trying to do things with your channel, as in come up with ideas and all that, Karen. But I don't use the same idea as somebody else's. And if I do use somebody else's idea, I wouldn't turn around and say, well, it was me that thought of it. It was me that thought of it in the first place. But it doesn't mean to say that I can't do it differently to how they do it. As in, take the same idea and just slightly modify it and slightly modify it. Sometimes I come up with brilliant brainwaves, but sometimes I don't always do them. It's like somebody come to me, I could give somebody an idea and say, and me talking with him and say, that one's harder to get into this one. And okay, I'm trying to ask what I'm saying. I'm trying to do this mail call, but I'm trying to make it so that, because you're trying to let everybody understand. As Dingley says, as Andrew says, it's rolls. It's rolls that's in there. I don't know which rolls at the moment until I open it. Armando. I was wondering. Armando in the vault. Aye. I did it, aye. For Mando. That's that one that I think made it at. And then we had problems, and then Armando says, I know, but as I'm saying, it was the Durbans that sent it, but it's not always everything for Joe. Sometimes it's I'll buy it for different places to get something. I know, you're right. I had to change the description slightly, Craig, because I realised, because I opened, as I said, I opened the box and then I took a peek in. I went, that's not for the Durb. I thought to myself, that's not for the Durbans. I thought, that's how I put it. It was for the coin, all for the coin community. Nichols, 1950s. It was. I think it's a mixed lot, because I remember them. That's 1953. I know there's not many, Craig, there's not really many people about today, because Dusty Blonde's doing a live, and also the flea auctions on the day, or the flea market at Big Teases on as well. That's a mixture of everybody's disappeared. Everybody's disappeared. That's a mixture of Nichols. Did everybody go? Did they all leave me? No, wait, left me. I'm gonna cry. No, wait, left me. There's nobody here anymore. That was number 4. That was number 4. I wonder who the one watcher is. I know they thing me, Craig, they're all at the flea market. I think they're all at the flea market. There's a few lives on the day. There's a few lives on. And my Amazon tablets went to pot. That says 56 on it. That's the rolls I ordered. That was the one he was having problems. He's trying to get I put the money through, and I says to him, the money will go through all right. And Armando's like, can you something about his paper, something. He's like, can you put as in press accepted on that? And I was like, well, I need to find out. So I think with the Durbins, and I says to Joe, I says, did Armando send you that parcel? He went, aye. As soon as I with it, I made sure that I accepted it so that Armando could get paid. Because some of them I don't have to do that. Like Joe's, I don't have to do that. I don't have to as in me to press accept. But Armando was having some kind of difficulties or something with his PayPal. I don't know if it was brown back to front or what. Maybe there maybe be ones in there. High Rocky Mountain. There might be ones for that Nichols. They might actually thing me. There might be ones that I need for that nickel book. I think the nickel book's down there. Hold on a minute, Craig, to see if I can find that book. I reckon it's down there. Did I put it away? Did I put it away or did I put it down there? The last one go down there. Did it go down there? Did it go down under there, that one? Is that it under there? Is that it? Ah, I found it. That book. I need the 1 cent for that book, Lincoln cents, and I need the thing. I need the nickels for that. I need the nickels for that book. That book for 1913. It's got some of them in it, but not all of them all. Not them all. Because that's what I'm saying. I'm missing some in that book. Because that'll whatever if the right nickels is in that book or in the rolls, then I can take them out of rolls. That's the book I was looking for. Because that's for that was the last box. I told him earlier I was going to find himself on the couch, and he said, Somebody's thing me. Somebody's just get that. Somebody's that thing me. That there's one I hang me. That's for loss. That's for Lawson. That's for Robert Lawson. That's for Coin Up. How do we get into this one? There's the bit there. Let's see if we can bust the whole one across the top.
Your AC fixed. That's good, Rocky. Come on, out you come. Get out. Get out, you little bandit. Coin up. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Craig. I've stopped being impatient to busting them out. Hi, Sky. The Sky Watcher, Sandra. I was just talking about you. It's fun enough. In a good way, Sandra. you talk about somebody and then somebody says, hey, by the way, such and such is talking about you. And then they come all the time, we running. What's he saying? What's he saying? Now I'm trying to I'm trying to think, as in Dingley, which one I like better. Another Susan B. Anthony set. I've already got I've got one that's as in a black set, and they're all individually capsulated. They're all individually capsulated. So it is. That one's from 1970, 1979, 1979 and 1981. So that's what I'm saying. You're welcome. I don't know. I was just looking about because I usually do that as in whoever because the ones that I've supported and because as you obviously do the same as us or whatever, I tend to click them and you've been clicked for a long time and I just happened to see and I was like, oh, Sandra, oh, it's Skywatcher that's on. I've got to go and see this. You done well, Sky. You done well, Skywatcher. Even if it was because I know that you'd been a guest on Don's one. It takes a couple of times. Once you do them a couple of times, it gets easier. As in once you've got the right setup and because a lot of people use OBS, some people use different ones for as in different ways of doing it. It's just you've got to learn it. Once you learn it, it comes easier. See, I like coining up stuff, but the only thing is because you have to do it manually because he does it. Robert does it old school. As in, you've got to put the money in. You've got to put the money in yourself. You've got to put your money in. You've got to put the money in yourself, into his account. He does it. He's like old. It's like old school. And the reason why I buy off a thing with you. You've done well, Sky. I usually just call her Sky. I don't call her Skywatcher. Skywatcher's a mouthful. I just call her Sky for short. There's PCGS. There's $quarter. Virginia Silver. So that's what I'm saying. I like the ones with different designs on the reverse, because that's for Virginiana. So it is. That's what I'm saying. If the slabs if the slabs are at the right money, I'll buy them. I'm not really a fan. I'm not really a fan of the slab stuff. I like the raw. I like the raw, but then the thing with the slab keeps them good as once they're in the slab. Because I want to be able to time me, because I actually need a favour done. I need somebody to time me, as in that knows how to do the sending it away to get graded. I've got a 2000 Cheerio, as in its original packaging, because I don't know if Lemonhead will do it for me, as in ding me, but I don't want to ding me as in put pressure on Lemonhead. If anybody knows how to do it, how to do it properly, because I want to try and get as in it valued before it comes over. But the only reason I want to get it valued the time with the Cheerio, as in sent the Cheerio valued, is because it's more the curiosity of what grade they'll give it and what the value they'll put on it, what the value they'll put on it. That's what I'm interested in. Because CoinOp was talking about it, about a Cheerio, but I couldn't buy it at thingies. I couldn't buy it the Cheerio at CoinOps. So I managed to get a hold of one. I got one off a Lemonhead, a Cheerio, and it's in its original pack. And that's what CoinOp says, as long as it's left in its original packaging. They're a gift I got for Hi-Ho to Alex Smith. Gift from Hi-Ho. First man in the moon. Liberia, $10. As I said, that's why I had to put it instead of the thing, because I was going to put as mail call for Joe Durbin, and then I thought, no, hold on a minute. And then when I just take a quick glance in the box, and I'm like, hold on. Aye, Craig, please, because ding me, I'm trying to get it, because I don't want Lemonhead to send it as in here, because if I leave it too long, it'll get sent here, and then it means I've got to send it all the way back over again. I try and catch that penny, because that's all I'm interested in. I'm only interested in, as in I want to see the value of it. I'm curious. That's what I'm saying. I'm curious. I am curious as hell as in what grade they're going to get and what value that it would get. That's what I'm interested in. It's not the money side of it. There's Nebraska. 2006, yes. I always put them up the wrong way. and then that goes that way for the other one. See, that's what I'm saying. Once it's slabbed, I don't take it out of the slab. I won't touch it. I won't take it out of the slab. I'll leave them like that. And I wouldn't even break it up. Thanks, Craig. I'll pay for it to be done, whatever the cost of it is to get it sent. And that's what I'm saying. I'm just curious. I'm curious because I heard CoinOp was talking about it, as in a couple of weeks beforehand, and I happened to be in the sale and thing, and I was like, hope when nobody goes into that Cheerio coin, I hope it doesn't go up any further than what and then and Travis like he stole, and he was laughing about it. He goes, Alex stole that off me, as in because the price I got it for. But that's what I'm saying. I want to see the grade and the value they're going to get. I want to hang me. It's a curiosity that's get the better of me. Just out of curiosity, what that coin will bring, and what kind of grade they'll actually get. But CoinOp says, do not take it. Whatever you did, do not take it out of the package, because you would never know that it was a Cheerio. It was a Cheerio if it's its package. It was still in its original. That's what I'm saying. Lemonhead sold it and it was in its original packaging, and it said Cheerio on it. I think it was 2000, year 2000. I don't know if it's a different year dates. I'm not sure. I just heard, that's what I'm saying. I just overheard the conversation while Langley, as in CoinOp, was in the auction. He was saying about it. And I am as curious as a cat. A curiosity gets the better of me. That's how I go into streams to see what's going on, because I want to listen. I want to listen to take notes. And once I take notes, then that's me quite happy. I've taken notes. Right, last one, guys. That's the last one. Number 3. We will work on it as end of that Cheetos round. I know, because it means then I can show it to everybody and say, right, that's what's happened. I'm not interested in if it gets attributed, but it's a facty thing, mate. It's a facty thing, mate. I know, because it's like you see something and then somebody says that, as in it's never been attributed, or something's not been attributed in a book, and there's something about certain coins. It's like there's certain coins that's been found lately, as in we black like mistakes on them or errors or whatever on them, and they've not even PCGS don't know about it. And I'm like, well, if they don't know about it and somebody's found it, I've got one of the nickels, Craig. One of these nickels, there's an actual. I found, as in on the top of one of the coins, of one of the nickels, in between the letters, or in between the date year number. I picked it up in microscope. There's a small there's a small S, and I'm looking at it. And I thought, nah, it's not. There's no way that thing, man. I kept looking at it, and I thought, is it or isn't it not? And I kept looking at it, and I thought, it blooming well does. It looks like an S, but then I thought, maybe it's not. And I kept looking at it. I thought, that's definitely an S between the two numbers. You can just see it. I kept it out the roll because I was going to show it. And then somebody asked, I was in another stream the other night, and Riley Coins asked about as in whether Susan B. Anthony's, there was any silver in Susan B. Anthony's, and I was like, I've got, and one of the boys is like, there's something for you, naughty video, as in the thing with the full set of Susan B. Anthony's. So I've got another video to do. It's for Alf, that's for Big T. She's done an F on it. That's one thing somebody's took. They don't know how it managed to get out. But there's a missing blank space there. It says on it. It says Denver 7 varieties. There's somebody. I think what happened was Big T's put in the other ones, as in probably the ones that were missing, because see it. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And somebody put the other 2 in. I think that's what done. That's for Big T. That's for Big T. That's for Ralph Maddox. Aye, you probably did, Craig. You probably added them back in. Somebody obviously must have took them out for a set or whatever. But that's what somebody says. Sometimes they break them up, split them up into. The one for Rocky. I think that was where the thing. I think this is the one. I think this is the one with the cancer auction. I think this is the one for the cancer auction, because that one says from Rocky Star. It actually tells you 76 from Rocky Star. Lot 22. If Conan's in here, I can't see him. If Conan said something, as in he needs to ding me so that I can see him, because I can't see him. I can see people hang me as in said Conan. So if you're talking about Conan non-conformist, I can't see him in StreamYard's end. Alright, I was when you telling me some, because as soon as somebody says Conan, I know exactly, because that's who I'd say it for short. Conan non-conformist, because I can't say the full word. It's like a tongue twister, that one. There's 1999 Denver. And there's Philadelphia. I've seen him do videos. He's done a few videos as Conan. I still go to Conan's when he comes on from time to time. I sometimes pop in, or I'll leave him a comment. That's $quarter. I thought it was ding. I thought it was a set. It's not. It is a set, but it's quarters. I never even looked at it properly. So I'm saying sometimes I don't look at them properly. Conan aka Sweet Pea. Alright. No, because I did tell him ding me. Because he's like, you're the fun of it, as in ding me. I says, no, as long as you behave yourself, I says, you ding me. I says, because I'm wanting to try and keep the channel clean. I don't know if I... See, I will only remove if I remove somebody's blue spanner, I don't... It doesn't mean to say that I've took it off them. There's obviously a reason the blue spanner ding me, but sometimes people ask you, they want to ding me, take away the blue spanner, because it's a lot of work involved in it. Alright. I wouldn't ban somebody from my chat as in, or my lives. I wouldn't do that, even if there was like as in that you had a difference with somebody. I wouldn't ding me ban them for the channel. I only block or ban somebody as in ding me, like the last couple of times. I've been getting like the ones where there's been URLs left, and the URLs, I found out that the URLs were going back to porn sites. That's the only ones that I tend to block. As in ding me block them is because the ding me the ones with the porn links on them. But they were coming out with names, but there was nothing to the name. There wasn't even like an avatar on it. Because Conan's you would recognise straight away. Or something if Conan came in here, I would know with something he said. I would know it was him straight away. There would be something that would identify that person. That's what I find with some people. Conan's been doing videos lately. I saw telling me notifications, but I haven't even had a look at them. That's what I'm saying. I've been that busy, and then there's days where I just can't be asked. And I'm like, telling me I go through maybe like a whole load of videos. Aye, Craig, you're right. He's been doing some mail calls. I noticed that. I need to catch up with him. that one's came for coin op. It says coin op in the back of it, but I think it was in that thing me. It come for Maddox, but that's coin ops. See, people don't understand. That's a generic slab. It says UNC on it. It's not a known grading. It's UNC. It's a generic. What they call a generic. That's a generic slab with 1943 D. So the thing with the one with the wing. Because it says guaranteed authentic. It says guaranteed authentic on it. And it says UNC on it. But they call them generic. That's a generic slab. There's one that says INB. It says International Numismatic Bureau. It says on it, so it does. I think that's 68 or 69 that's in that. Because I can't see the label. The label went faded. But it says on the back it says coin op on the back of it. This is the one with the benefit. This is the one with the benefit auction, and I think that was with the cancer one. So it was where everybody put something in it. Because that's why that's why Ida was doing the hat. It says the best. It was going on it as in the hat on the hat. It said the best of the best. It was basically about the coin community. And that's why she done it as in the best of the best. Because their coin community is the best of the best. I was waiting for this box of stuff. This one in particular. Because I knew about them. Oh yeah, beauty. There we go. Oh, you belter. Get it on you. They're a pink. That's what I'm saying. They're a pink ribbon. They're a pink ribbon. The Canada one. It's Canadian dollar. I found it in the bottom of the box. I just dropped that one. Because that's a coin ops one as well. I got myself all mixed up now. I'm like, which one have I done? There's one with Bradley Height. There's one with Bradley Height on it. The one that thing with as in Bradley's name on it. $1982. 1982. Lincoln cents. As I said, what I'll do is I'll go through and then find out the ones that I don't, because I won't take them out if they're in sets. I won't take the coins out them. But whatever I don't have, I'll usually keep, and then whatever I've got doubles, I'll go into another box so that I know that I've got that. I'll go into another box to either get sold off or at some point given to somebody else. Because that's what I was thinking. Because that coin was on its own there. Because there's a lot for thing me. Alright, I showed that one, that's the coin up as well. And I've shown that one as well. Because there's an unusual bit there. As in the cross. On like a small dog chain. And see the cross in the middle of it. That's a Victoria Roman Carter. There's three, look. There's three, Craig. I don't need three of them. There's three. I didn't realise that it's in a thing with a copper lot. There's three. What's that Lemonhead pennies in it? I tried to I was trying to tell him, but he was, once he gets into the swing of his auction, he's miles away. He's like miles away as in thing me when he starts, and I try to explain to him because thing me Hidden was there as well. And I was trying to get the coin because the thing me, if I bid over somebody, it's not because I hang me as and I'm trying to make I'm trying to make a cunt of them, man. I don't do that. It just happened to be that I saw that coin and I was like, I wonder. Hang me, I'm one of these people. I'm curious, and I was like, I want to find out the thing because I want to see what can I agree. Because I've been told with different people that there's been times where some people have actually sent a coin, a PCGS or a ANC or Annex, got the grade, whatever it was unhappy with the grade that they got for one of the companies, and then 2 weeks later sent it back, and it get valued either under the grade that they originally got the first time round, or it went a grade that was slightly a wee bit higher. That's something I only want to send it in the once because I want, that's what I'm saying. I just do it a curiosity. I see what kind of thing me. because obviously CoinOp was saying about it. Because if they haven't done Cheetos in whatever year that is, that will then get attributed in that thing, in that red book. But that's what CoinOp says. As long as it's left in its original packet, as long as it's left in its original packaging, and when Lemonhead showed it up on the Tuesday auction, it was in its original packaging, and it said Cheerio on it. And I thought, I would like that sent, just out of curiosity, to see the value and what grade they would actually, because it means then it's in that. It means it'll go into that book, or into their system. It'll go in their system. It means then it's logged against their system. So if another one's found at some point, we'll know the true value. We'll know the true value of it. Copper round. Copper round. I think I've already got that one. I want you. Because that was for thing. I'll probably keep one of them, but I won't keep more. Because I don't need 3. I didn't even know there was 3 of them. Because I've been buying stuff for thing so that I could. That one's fell out. That's why. That's Pennsylvania. Caught around. Because I'll keep a caught around as in the ones that if there's ones in here that I haven't got, I'll keep ones that I haven't got, and then they'll end up in the thing. I know what will happen with them. They'll get put in, because that was the whole idea, was to do the grab bag. Because the reason why I put the price of the grab bags up, because the price of the thing, the price of the shipping for America, but I am going to do some GWs because I was listening to Big Flip, and he was saying about the cardboard ones. So what I'm thinking of doing is doing some GWs, as in and sending them around the world, as in and find out what they're going to charge me for putting them in that. Because I actually got bags. I've put them somewhere. The sealed bag. I got sealed bags because I want to find out, because it's team. The thing is, I worked out, right, if it's dear for me to send for UK back to the USA doing it the track ship way. The reason why I put the price of the grab bags up, because what I was going to do was the spin the wheel idea and put maybe like that would be first prize, and then for the spot price, they would get that. So if they paid like $30, they would get like that. They would get that, and then they would be putting their name into the draw to possibly win that. So that's why I started buying slabs and whatever else for that. But then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, $30 is a lot of money. As in, who in their right mind is going to spend $30 just so they can get, as in, because I was going to do the idea with that, but that was for that that was for that was for doing the wheat auction, because I didn't want, what it was is, if Craig's still about, I don't know if Craig's still there. What I was thinking, Craig, is because I don't want the Americans feeling sectioned out. I don't want you guys thinking you're all sectioned out if I start doing it for the UK. And the reason why I was going to do that for the UK was basically to try and entice them, because what I was going to do was start at £1 auction for five wheaties, but the postage on it was going to be like three and a half quid. It was £3.50. But then I thought about it the other week there. I was thinking about things, and I thought, I wonder if we can get that shipping price down further. And I'm trying to think of other ways of how it's possible to get it down, because every time I go to a post office, I ask them questions, and it's like they never answer the right questions that I want answered. And that's how I was like, dang me, if I can get that shipping down to a cost that's affordable, or I feel that it's affordable, then there's more chance of me doing other stuff, doing other stuff. Because I don't want people feeling as if I'm taking the guts out it, or I'm ripping the piss out it. Because that's not the name of the game. I'm only trying to get rid of overstock that I don't need for to buy other coins, and then keep the costs down, as in the cost of the shipping or whatever down, because that's the whole idea behind it. Because I don't want people feeling that they have to come through me to be friends with the UK lot, but I'm wanting the UK lot to come into, as in, this channel, and meet the American family, the ones that haven't, the ones that are new that come to this channel. That's what I'm saying. I only want to be part of the community. I don't expect anybody to buy off me, or feel they have to be as an obliged to buy off me. Because I want to be able to do GAWs as well. Craig's talking to thing, mate, Kittle. No, because at the end of the day, if I buy a coin if I buy a coin and say I go to sell it to somebody, I would rather just double my money. So if I paid 10 for it and get 20 for it, I'm quite happy. But as I said, I am curious about that Cheerio. I'd like to be able to see what happens, and get all the bits and pieces back for it to to have all the paperwork for it. And me to actually do a video of it, as in what it come back as, for everybody else to see it. It's not the fact of you owning it in the first place. I seen it, liked it, and went, I'm going to bid for that. But maybe maybe whoever was bidding underneath me, maybe that's exactly what their thought was as well. I don't know. sometimes I tend to bid for something because I'm going to give it to somebody or whatever. But sometimes I will, as in give stuff away in the auction. As in, there's been times where we saw somebody bidding for it, they fell in love with it, and I know exactly they fell in love with it before I've even come into it, and then they've lost it because some people tend to, as in if it keeps going up and up and up and up and up and up and up, they have a budget in their head of what they want to pay for that coin, and end up they lose it for just as in one bid or maybe two bids, but they really wanted it. I've seen me sometimes buying an arrow and saying "Gate to such and such," because to me, Lemonhead's right. When I saw it getting done, I was overwhelmed by that too. As in people doing that, saying we'll give it to such and such and gifting it, and I like to see that in the community. That it's not a case of well, it's like five people as in the same auction and they're all fighting over it over who's gonna get it. Everybody in this USA family, they tend to share what they've got. They share it. Or there'll be people that'll turn around and say, well, they're looking for 1958, and before you know it, somebody else has went, oh, I've got 1958s. I know exactly what's going on. Somebody will go at 1958. I've got 1958. Sometimes not everybody in our coin community sells them to each other. Sometimes they'll give them to time me to finish off the collection. That's what I'm saying. Nobody realises time me as in I'm not a greedy person. I'm not a greedy person, and neither was my father either. But my old man used to say, if you can get something as in as cheap as possible, and clean it up, tidy it up, double your money, and somebody feels as if they've had a bargain, as in it spreads quite quickly, as in word of mouth. Or go to such and such, you get a good deal there. That's how they get a name. That is how they get a name for themselves, and it's beautiful to see it. It's beautiful for that to happen. I'm actually finished. Craig. That's it done. That's all lot done. As Craig's not been about for a while. I want to stay in for a bit anyway. I'm just going to get packed up because that's it done. That's the box finished. And the reason why I done that box, guys, is because dang me. The reason why I done that box is because that's the next box thing me, but I'm not going to do both of them at the same time. That'll be for another live stream because there should be another one coming. There's another one. It's just been paid for. It's coming in at his back. Because it's like Andrew buys stuff off a Shibby, but Andrew's got a blue wrench with Lemonhead. Now because I was longer with Lemonhead, I'm no turning around and saying, well, Andrew shouldn't have that wrench. I should have had that wrench, blah blah blah. Andrew's got that wrench. I know that I'm safe now, as in because he's got that wrench, that blue wrench with Lemonhead. But it's like I told Andrew about Lemonhead, but instead of me and Andrew bidding in the same auction and bidding against each other, me and Andrew's got systems. Me and Andrew's got systems set up because Andrew started buying bits and pieces off of me, and that's how I realised It's like when you start to know somebody that's into certain coins, and then eventually they tell you, by the way, I'm into this, I'm into that. Every time I'm in a sale, I keep an eye out. I keep an eye out for certain people. But if Andrew doesn't turn around and say, well, as in I have to buy it and then get to him. If Andrew wants it, Andrew will buy it off of me. I'll only put another couple of pound on it to cover my PayPal costs. But that's what I'm saying. I was hoping there'll be 4 or 5s or whatever in a group, and then basically we can sort of intermingle with a lot of the Americans and that carry on and get the coins that we're actually looking for. But I don't know how many people in the UK that's interested in USA coins. I'm just taking it because I was looking for something different to do in the channel, as in when I got to the 400 mark, as in the thingy. But people go like, but you were interested in numbers. No, I wasn't. I've seen that part of the people that were in my group originally, as in they'd reached that goal. And I'm like, well, if they can do it, obviously I must be able to do it, but I don't know how long it's going to take me. And I was like, let's see how long it's going to take me to get to that 1K. But that's to prove to myself that I can do it. But me seeing it growing further and further and further, I'm not going to change. I won't change for who I am, as in be or get big headed because because the whole idea wasn't to get famous or to be a millionaire. It was to put a group together exactly the same as Craig Durbin did with Small Engine Nations. And then there was something happened and everybody sort of split up. But I miss the times as in with that group, because we were all friends with each other. We all got on with each other. And then Craig would turn around and say, right, let's do a raid. And we were putting it out there, and that's what we were doing. We were getting into different channels. Right, we've to raid such and such. And then Craig would say, what you have to do is put in it hashtag Small Engine Nations, please come join, or something to that. It was something to that effect. And we'd ding me as and put it in a comment and tag it. And that's how Small Engine Nation started to thing me. But when Small Engine Nation sort of fizzled out, there's still people out there that were originally in Small Engine Nation. But it's the same with the coin community. And when there's a load of the part I hate is the rift. Because I happened to be, it was like with Small Engine Nation, there was one night in particular. I always remember it. Ding me, there was a panel, and all of a sudden at the end of the panel, there was an argument, and it was like, right, shut up off, and that was it. But when it left, I was like, there was like an atmosphere, and I was like, what the hell just happened there? But eventually, hang me, as time went on, I got told down the line, sort of the ins and outs, and then I was like, but I don't want to know everything that went on. But as long as I wasn't involved in it, but at the same token, I liked that group because I got on me a lot of people that were in that group. I'm no Craig. I'm not bashing anybody, and I'm not telling stories. I'm not telling stories. I'm just telling it how I'm trying to tell people how I feel about communities within our YouTube, because they become YouTube has become, a lot of the people in YouTube has become family to me, or there's been a bond there. and it's taken a long time, as in for me to get that bond, or to think me to not be as in wary of people, because at first I was like that for 5 years. I was like that, as in cautious and wary of people. And eventually it took me a long time for me to build up the confidence and then for me to have that trust with people again. Because I am a people's person. I love to help and I love to I love to do research. And as time, it was like Andrew came to me one night and he's like, I bought this coin. He's like, do you know anything about this coin? Do you know anything about this coin? And it had honest to God, it was $50 and it had a hat on it. And he's like, do you see that, Alec? And he's like, what is that? Can you tell me more information about that? He's like, do you know who that artist is? And I'm like, I don't know. I goes, I know what that. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, I know what that is. I went, that's a hope. That's somebody's either done that and it's supposed to look like that, as in a hobo. I said, but then there's Big T. I says, he's the hobo hut. But then I started looking for it but I gave Andrew what I was doing was on the tablet. Andrew was on Messenger and I was using the Chromebook and I was taking snapshots of everything that I saw and where I'd went for all the information to get the information back. But I don't charge people for that service because it gives me something to do. It gives me something to do at night time. I know I shouldn't have brought it up, Craig, but hang me. Do you know what I mean? It was the way the community was, but that's I feel as if since then I'm sort of like, it's like me feeling as if I'm an outsider, but I don't feel that with the coin community. And that was the way that I'm trying to do things is exactly the way that you did with a small engine nation, trying to build that family and network a family and actually join them together and just be part of it. Just be part of it. To be part of it. Exactly, it's about the people, because then you can't. Once a person's dead, you can't replace that person. I only realised, do you know the only time that I realised certain things was when my dad passed away, as in actually seeing him in that box and thinking, but I was never one for money. But the only reason that I'm doing this is to have a backup plan if benefits stopped tomorrow, as in what they're giving me or allowing me on benefits, it means I've got something to fall back on. But it's not a business for me. It's not a business. It's a hobby. It's a labour I love. You're right. It was the whole community, because we all got on with each other and we all knew each other because somebody knew somebody else and then somebody knew somebody else and then you were brought. It was like being welcomed into it without having all this because see the way the UK work is, they have to trust you first for you to, so it take you 6 months. It take you 6 months to build up a trust with them before they even let you into that community or into that family. But the Americans didn't do that. This is what gets me so confused, because I was welcomed in without any trust being there for day one, and that was overwhelming for me. But the people that made me was your USA family. It was like George helped me, Spike helped me. There was a few people that helped me and climb to that 1K, because it took me like 2 years, and people go, but it should have took you less than that. No, because I grew my channel organically, but I'd networked and done all the bits and pieces and was parts of the other communities and jumped about. And I floated about because I wanted to feel as if I belonged to whatever community. And when I started fitting in there, you don't want to sort of section yourself out or make you feel as in uncomfortable. You want to be able to to start opening up. To be honest, Craig, there's too many is on YouTube. I'll tell you a story, a true story. Now, I've been on eBay a long time. Right, I don't deal on eBay any longer, but I still have an account with eBay, so I can still put stuff on to sell. Right, but before this is after the marriage breakup, I started doing it, but in the end up I felt as if eBay was taking over my whole life. Right, but what you're saying there, right now in that chat, right, when eBay started putting a lot of the new regulations in, I seen a lot of them disappear. It started to simmer it out because people were going elsewhere because the money was not there any longer. But because it was like in the mobile phone section, there was like maybe 40 or 50s, and then all of a sudden the community started getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller because the reason how I noticed it, because it's not a group on eBay, so you can't just like you can't link with each other on eBay's system, but you might buy off a such and such and then thing, but you see it all clicking into. It's like as if it's clicking into place with all these, and you see the same faces as you go through the listings for different, like maybe for UK, and then you've got like England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland, and you see all the faces, so you know all the sellers, or the ones that put stuff on, and all of a sudden, because the new rules and regulations started changing, it started simmering itself out, like you were saying, as in as if they split apart. So there was less and less and less, and that's as if that's what's going on with YouTube. It's as if the thing because the rules are getting harder and harder and harder with YouTube itself, as no that it's automatic bots that do it, and basically they're going to DLive and all the rest. But as you said, a community, like when it's a community, it's like a big family. They all start to, as you said, click. But I totally get where you're coming from. As in when you said about lots of people in the community telling me there was. You're right. You're right with that last statement. All we ever wanted was to help people grow into the potential that exactly, because you can see some people can actually just look at a person, or they get to know them as a person, and you see that potential within them, and you're trying to lead them in that direction. And sometimes it just doesn't happen, but then other times it does. The penny drops, or it clicks in their head. As I'm saying, I'm one of these people that I'm full of ideas all the time. I could go to sleep in the night or time me as in the day or later on the night, and all of a sudden an idea will pop in my head, and I'll go, I'll get this great idea, but whether it works is two different things. But instead of me putting it out there straight away, I'll go to a few people and hang me. I'll be like, what's your opinion? What do you think in this? What do you think about that? But then you go to watch with YouTube, you say too much, and somebody steals that idea, and before you know it, they stole the idea before you've even tried it to see if it'll work, to see if it'll work. As I come up with there's a few ideas that's rolling about my head. It's like that grab bag. Maybe the grab bag's been done before because I started calling it a surprise bag, and then somebody says to me, good luck on that. So I didn't know how to take that, as in with that good luck. It was somebody that's originally for the other side of the world, but now he's on this side of the world, and he actually does porn. And he says to me, good luck. But the way he was saying it, I wasn't sure if it was like good luck as in good luck as in good luck, or whether he was saying it in a sort of negative way. So I didn't know how to take that. And I was like, maybe this has been tried. Maybe I'm clutching straws here. Maybe it's been tried before and it didn't work. But I'm one of these people. If I have an idea, I don't give up with it. But I'll try and adapt it so that everything involved in it, because I don't want to oversell it. Plus, I don't want to kill it. So I'm like, I've got to have it. I know that I've got to have a balance with it. But then I'm like, if it was me and I was going to pay that kind of money, I'd want at least $30 worth of stuff or whatever it was, because $30 is, I think it's 25 over here or 22 over here. But then there's a PayPal fee on top of that, because I didn't ask my clients on eBay for an extra 3% to put on top of that, what PayPal take off of me. I used to just eat that with humble pie. But the thing is the postage is cheaper over here if I do it over here than that do it over there. But the more supporters that I've got is for the USA side, not the UK side. And that was the whole idea, was to buy coins for USA and entice them over here with it, because I saw there was a difference in the shipping price. I was like, well, if one is doing the shipping, forget the shipping cost yet. If we can get the coins, but then I don't want people feeling they're obliged to buy off of me and feel that they have to. I didn't want that. And the small engine nation, there were monetized channels. In the small engine nation, there was monetized channels who were upset because they were losing views and blaming other people for the sloppy content they were producing. See, that's what I'm saying, Craig. Me and you never got to discuss any of this, so I didn't know. I just wanted to be part of it because I felt as if I was part of it, as in that I felt comfortable being round the small engine nation lot, although that I didn't do small engines. I love small engines. I love fixing and rebuilding things. But I was brought up in the car industry, so to me, small engines, it didn't matter whether they're a small engine or whether they're a large engine. It still work on the same system. They work the exact same. Like, you have to have air, oil, and fuel. So they work on the same because it's built on the same, but just a smaller engine. That's all. And I love that. I am still part of small engine nations, but the thing is, there's small engine nations is not under small engine nations anymore. Like, there's still branding still Brandon still kicks about. Craig, I don't blame me. I do not blame me. And you're right. Exactly. I'm the same. I'll defend myself. If somebody says something about me or hang me or the way it comes over to me, I'll defend. If I feel I've got to defend myself, I will defend myself. And if it's a friend of mine's and I see something that I don't agree in, I'm the one that'll stand up. I'm the one that'll stand up and turn around and say about it, like the one with Justin Buston. But I didn't want. The only reason I went back as in or was on his channel is because I didn't want this big rift as in the coin community, although that he done what he done and he was in the wrong. He was still in the wrong with what he done. But instead of me as in turning around and just turning around and saying you done that wrong and hang me and I'm not friends with you anymore, because a lot of the supporters that were going into his channel were also on my channel. So I didn't want this big blatant argument to just keep going on and 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 spiraling. So I was like, well, I can forgive, but I can't forget. I can't forget what happened. But I done it a different way to get my money back. But I felt guilty in a way, because if I'd have known what was going on, I'd have been like, hang. But nobody come and told me to say to me, watch out, just be wary. Maybe some people were saying that and I just didn't hear it. But sometimes I like to do things on my own to feel somebody out. And that's the only reason I went back to the channel, because that's what I'm saying. I didn't want this big, because it's as if once somebody does something and the whole it affects the whole community, and I didn't want it affecting the whole community. Exactly, Craig. That's how I've walked away from some of the communities. I've walked away from it because I'm like, there's drama here. The thing me that's like the one with TGB. There's one now with TGBCH and what and this and Lighty Clicks, and we're all dragged into it at the moment. We're all dragged into it. And I was like, but I'm missing out there. And I'm like, telling me there's stuff coming out of there, because the whole idea is to diggers. The thing is to get some coins for my American cousins, because my American cousins is turning around and at times they're like, I want to see this coin, I want that. Because to me, some of the 50 pences are like, they're only the value of 50 pence. Some of them are worth more. The design, as in the numismatic value, is more than what the thing with the face value is. But I can get them all day long, and as I'm saying, I don't want anybody feeling sectioned out, because if I done it and said no, the Americans are not allowed in this auction because it's only UK only, I feel as if everybody else is sectioned out. I don't want that. I want to be able to do the both of the sides. Because if I've got supporters on the USA side, I don't want them feeling as if they're sitting like that, as in the door, and me feel them feeling that I've done that and closed the door. That's not exactly what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to entice the UK ones that are into USA coins, so that basically they can get what they need, what they're looking for. if we can get that balance right, but then end up be, as you said, this community, and they sort of all end up being hello to this one, hello to that one that they've never seen before. Well, you're a new face. I don't know you. Well, you tag him. It's like a game of hang me hide and seek, and somebody goes tag, you're that. So one goes tagging, and the other one goes hang me, and then they go chase that one and hang me. And that's what I want, and that's why I built a channel for in the first place, because I noticed that it felt as if there was two different sides of the world. One was standing there, and the other one was standing there, but the two of them were looking at each other and going, well, where did I go? I was like, if I can put these together, if I can put them together, that would be amazing. That would be something else. So it was like, as I said, it's like me having an imaginary bridge in my head, but the gates are the gates is actually open. And I'm not going to shut the gates. I'm not going to shut the gates. You're going to have a hell of a job to tell me for me to shut the gates off. It's going to be, it needs to take something for the gates to shut, but they'll never shut and ding me on because, as I'm saying, the American law took me in as if I was one of theirs. Come on in. Yeah, come here, come on. Let's go. Let's go. Because that's how I've met people, is through Lemonhead and whatever else, and then Joe Durbin, and then hang me. I know. But that's what I'm saying. When I seen you, I was like, Mama, what the hell are you doing here? Never seen you in here before. What are you doing in here? I said I was like, when you came in the first, when I seen you in the coin community, and then you turned around and says, and I was like, is he following me? Is he followed me? Is he followed me here? Because the thing me I went missing or something like that, or thing me he's wondered where the hell I went to. And I said I was like that to you, and then you turn around and say to me, no, I've been coin collecting for years. All right, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know you were into coins as well. All right, I see. I was like, I see. No, because I don't talk bad about somebody. If I know somebody that's done wrong, I wouldn't talk about it, because it's nothing to do with me. It's nothing to do with me. I tend to think me, if it's not affected me, then I don't talk about it. Because there's been a few ones that's happened, like thing me, the one like there was one like TLT Coin Hunter, and then there's been another few incidences, but you've got to forgive that, or forget that, or drop it and move on, and that's exactly what I do. Is I tend to move on, but it's like, as you said, Armando's awesome. So is found it buried, George. But George's lackadaisy. George, I'll tell you that George is lackadaisical when it comes to sending stuff out. George, but George has got a heart of gold. George has got a heart of gold on him. Lemonhead spot on. Joe Durbin spot on, as in their time on the ball, as in if I usually leave it until it's a big package, and then I get told, as in or Diane will say something like, as in she'll sort of give clues or hint a hint, and then all of a sudden I'll know it's time for shipping. And then because then I get a notification for PayPal, but instead of it now give me one confirmation, it gives me it 7 times or 8 times, telling me that but I don't look at it and go, well, that coin's in it, that coin's in it, and that coin's in it. Because there's been times where I've bought the same coins or a cut of coins that I've done before, and I'm like, I've already got them, and I'm like, I forgot the thing, because I don't keep an inventory, or I should organise it on a sheet, and have it on a sheet or something, like a data sheet, so that I know exactly what I've got and what I don't have. That's what I'm saying, Craig, but I forgive, but I don't forget. I wouldn't, it's like, I wouldn't go and buy off him again. It would take me, it would need to take quite a bit for me to buy off of that person, because I've been stung once, as they say, once bitten, once bitten, twice shy. And I'll tell you, that's what I'm saying. I sort of forgive for it, because that's what I said to him. I don't want a big rift. Aye, you don't forget because it's in the back of your mind. It's in the back of your mind. But instead, as Andy said, which I thought, there's a guy that I know, right, old Mucker, right. Old Mucker doesn't do YouTube any longer, but I don't know if he still does from time to time. Old Mucker's got a thing with motorbikes, and he said one day, if you have hatred, that hatred will eat away at you. So it means to actually have something like a vendetta, and somebody's done something to you, and you keep it going, and it boils away, and it starts eating away at you. So the only way you can get rid of that, is to forgive that person for the mistakes they've made. It doesn't mean to say that you forgot. It doesn't mean you say you forgot. You've forgotten what they've done to you. The hurt they've done. The hurt they've done. So I understand. I understand. Exactly, Craig. You're spot bang on. First time, shame on the person who stings you. Second time, it's a shame on you. Exactly, because you went back for more, and you know you've been stung the first time in the back, in the backside, and it's been a soreing. Ow, ouch, that's sore. Because it did happen to me with TLT. TLT was holding packages for me and ding me, and end up I had to buy it a second. I had to pay for it twice because he then me sent me on a hangout. You trust a black man more than you do a white man. My cousins is half tanned. My auntie Agnes is white, right? Is the white of spades. My cousin, right, which is Leeson. He's under Lee Taylor, right, which is in Birmingham. He's brown as the hangme is space Arabs. He's dark tanned, and TLT's like, but you trust it. Aye, because thing me as in TLT was BLK was spot on, but I set it up. It was me that set it up. I was like, he's not giving me my stuff. I don't know how to get around this, and I was like, if I give you the money, if I pay you the money, you tell him that you're going to buy it off of him, and then you send me it. You send me it, but take your bit out. BLK's like, aye, and that's how I got all the silver. That's how I got all the silver. Was through BLK, because he was, as in Jesse Greenhagen, and BLK. They were very clicky at one time. That's how I was getting on the best of gear. As in, dang me, I was getting $half for about $12, and dang me, the quarters I was getting for like, I think between 6 and 8 a piece. But it stopped. It ceased eventually. But it was no fault of mine, and it was no fault of BLK. That's how I keep BLK's dang me, because it was him. Because dang me, TLT was like holding it, and he's like, my mum's no well done and whatever else. And I knew there was the full excuses. The same as Dustin Busman. I knew that all I was going to get was a runaround, and I was like, I can't deal with this person. There's no way I'm going to get round this person. I'm going to have to do it a certain way. But I didn't want to get everybody involved. But I didn't know what was happening as in behind closed doors. It wasn't until I started talking about it, and then people were coming to me and saying, "Oh, by the way, he's done it to us." So then I'm thinking, well, I started wondering. I'm thinking, well, does that mean then that I bought the gear that was what that didn't belong to him by right, but didn't belong to him by rights, and then he sent it to me. But then my mum's like, well, why should you boot a pocket? You done nothing. You've done nothing wrong. You've done nothing wrong whatsoever. But I didn't know what was happening, as I thought he was sending it to people because it was 3 or 4 sales. And then ding me is Andrew Cooper seen Andrew Cooper seen the last 2, and he's like, they should have been silver lots. I like, there was silver. You bought the last 2, but he tried to be clever. Ian's like, the joys of YouTube factions, cliques, and thing with factions, cliques. I didn't think about it in that way at all. I didn't think about it at all like that. I didn't even think about it like that. It's not until you said it there. I know, but people was like, we know you're not involved in it, and it's the same with the TGBCH carry on. But I don't, that's what I'm saying. He's got 21.6k of supporters, but I don't want to, as in, take his supporters away or feel as if I'm nicking business off of him. I want to be able to do it myself, as in my own channel. But to get the doors to start opening, it's a case of going through there in a way, in a fashion, and clicking with people, and that's what I'm trying to do. I probably look well, Ian, because I found a sort of a niche. But the thing is, I'm not there yet. I'm still trying to get up there, trying to climb up. But it's like it's like falling. It's like you fell down a hole, but instead of falling down a hole, you fall down a pit mine, and you're trying to climb back up the hole again, and you're like, right, who do I cling on to, or who do I grab? Who do I grab first? And that's how it ding me. But I feel as if I'm part of the coin community, as in the USA side. But that's something I'm like. But I'm not born there. I'm over in Scotland or in the UK. But how come people in the UK have not clicked with him? But then it's not like eBay. It's not like you've got a look. It doesn't show you like a location or say to you, this is the business address of this person. It doesn't tell you that. It just tells you a channel name. So you've got to go and look at the channel to find out what they do. But you've got to work out whether it's American based or whether it's British. But I was like, well, bugger it. It doesn't matter to me. I was like, well, if I'm accepted in there, let's think about things as in how we can adapt it for here. Craig's right. I'm making progress, but it's slow. It's slow progress. But we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. Because that was to show the box. Because that was the other box, and now I've got to hang me. Because that's what I'm saying. When I've not done one, when I'm not doing a live, I'm in 3 boxes and then going, right, that goes in there, that goes in there, that goes for that. That's for that. That one sends to sing me, as in clicks with that one. And I go, right, that goes in there. So then eventually I can go, right, that box has got such and such in it. And I know exactly what box is which. But Mum's like, the boxes is getting the room's getting smaller and smaller with boxes. And there's a cupboard down the stairs that Mum says, well, that's your part there. That's your bit there. But the phones are the mobile phones that I used to do are still in the cupboard, as in, even though that was for eBay, they're in bags and they're underneath, and then the thing with the coin boxes, they're on top, but I know exactly which ones I'm keeping, because there's like that, because I might end up with a big set, because that was the whole idea, was to get like all the different years and build up sets. But now I've actually getting proof sets and whatever else. But I don't look at it that it's that I don't always buy silver, and people's like, but silver, and actually want, and they're like, is that silver? It's like that, and you're like, no, everything's silver. Is you've got clad, you've got proof, you've got, and then you've got silver. But it's the same as thing over here. The silver was a way back, was the silver, which was silver, is a way back, a way back before before they started modernising stuff, because a lot of them, I can't find it. I can't find my book. I'm trying to find the book. I can't find the right book I'm looking for, because that's the thing. That's the big book. That's the ones with the before the pre-decimal issues. So that's the silver. The ones that were silver are before the thing with the decimalisation, because they're cupro nickel, but they're still a value, and everybody's like, but they've got a more of a value than what the American ones have. No, they haven't. It's about the same value, or to me they're the same value. Because it's like people are like, oh, well, the Kew Gardens is worth this much. If you start going up to, because you've got the normal ones, or what I call the normal ones, then you've got the Pideford. When you get the Pidefords are more than what the normal run. So you've got, until I show, that's a normal one. Then you've got the Pideford. The Pideford's worth more than what that is. And then you've got the thing with the silver. The one that's the silver proof is twice the. It's like it looks like two coins stuck together. It looks like two coins stuck together. But the price of that is dearer than the Pied. Is a lot dearer than the Pideford. It's like, I think it's nearly 60. It's nearly about 60 £60 just to buy it. But I tend to go into that auction where I bought all that thing with that, because that book's actually for sale if somebody wants them. As in the thing with, as in I'll split them up. That's the ones with the thing with the Queen Elizabeth. Because I worked them out, they're costing me about. I can sell them at a £5 a piece at £5. I don't know how much that would be in America, but as in £5 over here, £5. Because I got them. I bought them for a thing me, because there was no really when they valued them at the auction, as in the auction that I bought them out of, they obviously looked at them, went through them all, and went, that's only worth a value of that. And I knew exactly how much thing me. I went a certain price and went, right, that's it, I'm stopping at that. But I spent like £400. I spent like £400 in that auction that day, as in thing me. And that wasn't just on them, it was in a whole load of stuff, because Byers, I think Byers boys. I think it was Byers. He got two bullets, two war bullets, and he actually thing me. I gave him for nothing, because I didn't know who was into military stuff. But that's how my dad built his reputation up, was people that hang me as, and it would go to him, and he would specialise, and he would start to get to know that person as an actual person, although he would keep them as an acquaintance, because he would never say he had friends. It was always an acquaintance. My dad would say, just an acquaintance, and he would find out what they were into, and then he would start buying bits and pieces. But he wouldn't just buy as in, it's like going and buying one coin, one specific coin, and that's it, and sticking with that one coin. If you're actually dealing or doing car boots, you want a whole load of different stuff because you want to get everybody that's gone past to obviously it's something to see, and that's. But I don't just buy it to resell it. I actually buy it because I like it, and I don't buy stuff for specific clients. So I've not got a full list of clients and everybody saying, well, I need that or I need this, and I don't have people come to me, but as in the way you're building your business up is to meet people and greet people and treat them the same respect to you that you want to be treated, and for to actually get to know them. And eventually that's how you build your business. You build your contacts. Once you build your contacts, you sing me. Because people will turn around and say, but I don't know the value. I was on the other week there. I gave a donation and thing me. The next minute I'm getting shouted out and all the rest. And somebody said about coins. And he's like, I don't know the value of coins. And Snobby's like, it does coins. He'd be able to tell you the price. And I was like, well, if you don't want any coins, I'll buy them off you. I'll give you a fair. That's what I said. I'll give you a fair price. I'll give you a fair price for them. I don't ask somebody to give me coins for nothing. I would rather buy them off them to feel as if, well, I've done you a favour because you didn't want them. You didn't want them. You didn't know the value of them. But I'm not going to tell you the value, or if you want to know the value because you want to keep them. Because some people ring me, they've got this thing. They like a coin just because they like it, but they want to know the true value. But then when they start asking you the value, they're like, well, if that's the value, well, you give me the thing with the full value. No, because the dealer doesn't give you full money for stuff because he's in it for to make a profit, a small profit on it. But some people in our coin community like coins because they collect them, but not everybody sells them to each other. They might swap and trade. I've seen some people that swap and trade with each other, but they don't tell you the ins and outs. They'll just say, like they won't even do a mail call. They'll just turn around and say, I'm trying to explain it. It'll say, gift from such and such. But sometimes they've either swapped or traded it. And then some people I think that they think we got the coins for nothing. We got the coins for free. Now some of us they buy them, but we don't expect to. But if somebody gives me a gift, that's what me and Mum were talking about it the other night, and Mum says you need to realise to accept it because sometimes I don't know how to accept it when somebody gives me a gift or passes me something. I'm like, why you gave me it in the first place? And then what you want me to do for because you gave me it? My Mum says you shouldn't think about it that way. I can't help but how I think or how the way I've been brought up is I was brought up that there was nothing in life. There's nothing in life for free. There's nothing in life for free. So that's the way I've dealt that way, as in that I would rather buy it off of you so that I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you nothing. I don't owe you nothing because I bought it. I bought it off of you. I bought it for a fair price. I bought it for a fair price, and there might be somebody else that'll want it within time. Somebody else will want it. There's certain things where I've looked or I've went and looked at shop windows or whatever, and I went, I like that. And then 2 weeks later, it was gone when I went and eventually go back to go and get it.
Do you want a coffee?
Yeah, please. But I didn't even know that Ian was. Aye, only way out a hole is to stop digging it. Aye, but I was using that as ding me, and I was using that as a metaphor. I was using that as a metaphor. With a hole. A metaphor with a hole. The same as what happened when they rang me that who moved my cheese. And everybody I talked to about that who moved my cheese, they thought I was going mental. They actually thought I was going cuckoo. I know Mum said coffee, I know. She asked. I didn't know if you heard. I know, because she's loud. Because it's nearly time, mate. It's 9:57. It's 21:57. And that's about time, Craig. I'm just about ready to get going. Because that's me time, mate. That's me done. The whole box is finished. That's it, done. I've shown what I've had to show. We've talked about down me as in about past tense. No, she says hang me coffee. She didn't tell me to stop. No, but she's told me about the thing. Me, she keep looking at the and she's like, for Pete's sake, she's like, not again. And when are you going to stop? I'm like, nah. Dad was the same. He was the same. Did not stop. Half the time we didn't even listen to her. Didn't take it in the head there. And half the time what he would do was he got see when we come in for a car boot sale, there was 2 bags or a suitcase and a big rucksack. He put it all in there and see when she was out the road, he pulled it out to time to fix it or do what he had to do with it. And then it would all go back in the same bags or whatever, as in to make sure that everything was there for the following Sunday. But Dad actually could tell when it was a good day. He could look at the weather and go, I think we need to go out. But then I didn't know. He used to make out that it was the money that we were going out to earn that day was to put in his pocket for the drink. I didn't know this. It took me years later until because I eventually asked Mum and said to Mum about it, and Mum's like, no, you were made to believe that it was for me, but it wasn't. It was for him, for his drink, and that's it. Because my dad years ago had a business, and it was the drink. Me and Mum were talking about it the other night, and it was the drink that made my dad fail in business. My dad had a good business head on. My dad had a good business head on him, but it was really bad with the drink. But the way that happened is I found out that Uncle Alfie used to leave a couple of cans in a taxi and a bottle of whiskey and a quarter bottle of whiskey. He got to taste the drink, and that's what. But it didn't kill him at the end. He'd end up with vascular dementia, but he had the accidents because he was drinking. He was still drinking, and then they found out he had 2 blood clots in his head. But he was actually at the end. He was like 5 year off a drink. 5 year off a drink. But Mum ended up becoming his full-time carer. She became his full-time carer. And then when Dad passed away, I think that's what it actually killed me, because obviously he wasn't just a father. He was like a mentor, and he was like a best friend. He was like a best friend. If I wasn't sure about something, I could go to him as in when before he had the vascular dementia and say, Dad, what do you think about that? Or look at something and say to him, do you think that's worth that? And he'd go, But I sort of must have his sixth sense, as in there's been coins that I bought off a Lemonhead, as in before there was any value in them, and I could see potential in them. It was like D or P, it was like P or D, and I was like, that's worth that. It's worth buying that. It's cheap now. That's going to go up in value, but it's not as if it's going to be a full lot of value. But then I believe that I've listened to what Lemonhead said, and he's right. If you want to make money off of coins, you got to turn them. You got to turn coins in volume, which volume means a a lot of coins at a time, because you only earn a small percentage of them. Because there's no point in you asking big bucks unless that coin is worth that kind of money. But I'm not really into big values in coins. I'd rather keep turning it, because it's like when I used to put like 12 items on eBay, right? Now I would buy them at £2 a phone, right? So I'd put them at £4 for two, and I get £4.60 at postage. Now if I get £10 out of each lot, I was quite happy, because I was like, well, that's £80 I made, as in, okay, they've been on for 5 days, right? I didn't have to look at them, because I put them on, I listed them on, I got them ready, listed them on, and then I would let them just do what they had to do. So they're on your eBay listing, right? So so even if you don't specialise worldwide, say you just put on it inside the UK, so you have 30,000 people looking at them lots. There's going to be one person that's going to turn and say, I'm going to bid for them, and then you're going to get 4 watchers, so you might get 2 people into them. But I wasn't looking at it that side yet. If I get £10 for each lot, that's £80. That was keeping me turning as another time, because it was getting stock in and getting stock back out again, because it was turning the stock. Because I was only buying them like maybe say £30 for a full bag. It might be like 20 or 30 phones in it. I might not get 30 phones out that bag. I might get 15 phones out that bag. But I would put them on as power up okay, screen okay. I wasn't selling them fully working, and people, they were listed that way that people knew they're not sold as fully working items. So, and there was sometimes where they would go to people, and the people's nothing wrong with them, because I had to keep their expectation. Because if you've got somebody, right, that's got expectations this high, right, you've got to bring them down to normality, right? Your expectations, because their expectations up here, right? So you got to bring them down to there. But if you, that's how the Lemonhead does it the way he does it, because it's the expectations. So that when you get it, oh, it's better than I expected. If you don't mix the pot, then it's exactly. But that's what I'm saying, the expectation levels. If somebody's expectation levels up there, there's no way you can make that level there, because they expect the highest top, and that's not normality. And then end up, it's, you have to bring them down to a level, a sort of level. That's what I'm saying. I've had customers that's turned around, the thing with that phone, because I've had that's what I'm trying to explain is, I've had customers that's come back to me, nothing wrong, I know she's away, there's nothing wrong with that phone. Well, if you've got better on what you're doing, that's good, that's good. But I didn't make it out that it was something that it wasn't. That's what I'm saying, and they would take it that way. And I had a lot of clients, but then I wasn't getting. I felt as if with eBay I wasn't getting regular clients, and that was the whole thing about building a channel. That was the idea originally? Didn't go? Didn't. And then I thought about it. I thought, I'm going to hang with all these No, because that's what I'm saying. That's all stuff that I'm still learning. I'm still learning about is the unlocking side of it. I'm still learning that side. I've not even went there yet, but that's what I'm saying. I didn't use it, but I've never used 8 boxes. I only just bought them after Dad passed away, where I could actually have money to spend on actual projects. But I was doing phones without that equipment, because I knew exactly, because my dad was, that's what me and Mum were talking about. My dad was good with electronics or electrical, but then he learnt that stuff off his father, because his father was messing about with the valve, as in the way back. It was the valve TV. It was valve TVs. It was what it's the exact same as what Jonathan J5 had just recently. They had a record player, Bakelite, and inside it there's a set of valves. My dad was messing about with valve stuff, and that's because his father was messing about with it years ago, building valve tellies.
Because all the electricity stuff started with valves in the first place. It's like a light bulb, except it was a valve.
See, my thing with Mum saying because it all started with valves at first. Aye, but the electronics has get too far advanced now, Craig. It's get too far advanced in a lot of the stuff, because see that box that I was, that's exactly like the see that box there. Do you see it? See where the pins is? That's what they call that JTAG. That's the exact same as what an ECU uses, but that's the boxes that do the dead, as in they do the dead ones. You actually attach wires to the PCB, but they found another way of doing them. They're actually in the Asians and the Pakistanis. They're now doing it's like, as instead of taking the EMC chip off the phone, what they're doing is they're making a hole. But I found this out through the groups on Facebook, because I'm in with the ones with the Facebook group, and what they do is they make a big, like a square in it, so that, but what they, it's the same. That's the programmer box for phones, but you can actually buy one exact same as that for doing ECUs, for doing the electronics for the cars, as in for doing the modern stuff. But not always a computer don't always know the fault, or it sometimes doesn't always find the fault. So you have to go back to old school basics, where some person, and they go with a multimeter, and they go, that touched that one, and that one should go, and then they start looking the schematics. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Exactly, troubleshooting, and then that's when you have a technician, and then that's when you pay the money for a technician or a specialist. They call them a specialist when they come in. But that's what I'm saying. I've been doing phones before I even bought that equipment. I've been doing them because I learned. It was accidental, because I was messing about with phones, and a friend that I used to take stuff to, then started saying, well, why don't you start doing it yourself? And I started messing about with old, I wished I could show the old Motorola. There was one that was after, there was one with a metal body, it was like that with that, but when it went on to the SIM card stuff, there was a Motorola that came out and it was built like a bloody German tank, but it was all plastic and it had the stick hero. That's when I started messing about with phones back in I think it was about 98 or something, 98 and 99. I was messing about them before I even met my ex. My dad used to say, "You hang me, you don't fix phones, you break them." I wasn't. I was right in. I was right into him, and it was a friend of mine's because he was packing up a shop. He was actually packing up a shop. It looked like a Motorola brick, but it's the M3. The M3. Hold on. Let's see if I can get a picture of one. Motorola. M3788 images. Set. That's one there. And that's when I started messing about them, was back then. As in that's what they call it, the M37. They call that the M3788 model. The charge what would happen is people would bugger up the charging port. There was a charging port, as in a charging port in the side of that, it. It didn't go on the bottom of it, and it didn't go on. It went on to the, and that's when I started messing about them. Back then, I started buying them up for eBay. Cause the thing me, the megahertz is different. You're right, Craig, because the megahertz is different over on the thing, mate. Over on the UK, they call it GSM, because when it goes up to 1900, that's when it goes into America. When into America, they actually built a phone that was called a jailband, the Motorola jailband or a tri-band. It was called a tri-band, not jailband. It was called a tri-band. It's called tri-band. It was only a thin pin, that one. And dang me, what they used to do was they used to force them into it, and what it would happen is it would break the charging adapter slightly off the board. And when it done that, you had to actually sort of, if you were clever enough, what you did was you put it in and you'd sort of wiggle it about or move it about slightly, and if it came back on, you knew, dang me. But I had the tools. I got all the security bits. The security bits. I got all the security bits for the thing. That's what I'm saying. I got all the security bits. But I've been doing it. That's what I'm saying. I've been doing it a long time. But then I just went on to. I wanted, when I come on to YouTube, I was going to do that. And then all of a sudden, I just wanted a different challenge altogether. I was like, I wanted just a new challenge that I've never done before. I just wanted a new challenge, and that was the thing with. Called solder joints, aye. Exactly, Craig. I've seen them resolder and stuff and all that, Karen, because I watch a lot of that Joe's Arcades and all that, Karen, where they do a lot of the PCB boards. But that's what I'm saying. when I'm watching a lot of the YouTube videos, I'm learning a lot of information, useful information. And then if I see somebody that may be on YouTube and they'll be asking a question, and I'll be racking my brains. I seen that before somewhere. Where did I see that? Because I do watch that. Taro Fixes All, and Ali Mac had that guy that's Captain something. Pete Ricketan. That thing when his channel the intro is when he's jumping about with this guitar and all that car on, and then it ends up it's all Ford Cortinas, as in rotten Ford Cortinas. He'd actually him on during the week there, and Mick had Taro on his show. I was like, I've been watching them shows for when since I started YouTube, when I first came on YouTube, because at one time I was only watching YouTube, and it was by one day in particular by accident, and I went to write this comment to this bigger channel at the time, and I couldn't write the comment. I thought, that's weird. Can't write a comment to that thing, with that post or that video. And that's when I started wondering, how the hell do you get an account with YouTube? And eventually it sort of spiraled for there. But when I was like Ian Matthews, I call Ian Matthews like my mentor, because he was telling me he be wary of certain people on thing as known on YouTube. And I was watching a lot of his older videos, and it was somebody that was in his group that turned around and egged it on. Do the one about the leg, as in if you've got a fake leg, do the one about the leg. And that's what started the videos off, was the one for just doing one where I went do like that with a leg. And it was the buzz that I got off it, and I was like, right, I get the buzz off of that. But then you get the one where it's like getting a buzz or a hit for something and going, I liked that. I really enjoyed that. And then all of a sudden you go, did I do the right thing? Did I actually do the right thing? And then you sort of hang, you're thinking, did I do another one? And and then if you don't do it, you're like, did I do it? Did I not? And you're undecided. But then when I done the second, and then it just revolved for them, just carried on. Because I've got like 30 or 40 videos, but a lot of the videos are like, it's not just coins related, it's like a bit of this, a bit of that, or in all the way. And it's about the experiences that as I've been growing on YouTube, the experiences of it as on YouTube itself. But then people miss the point you're trying to, people tend to miss the point you're trying to make on a video. They seem to take only the 10. They say that if you don't capture somebody in the first 10 seconds, they don't watch the whole video through, so they don't get the point you're trying to make, even if you don't get to the point till near the end of the video. I don't know kinds of electronics. I spent 5 years in advanced electronics. I've done all kinds of electronic repairs and things, more home electrical, TV, and appliances. I know, but but I find that use Americans are so far advanced. Are so far advanced, but a lot of the stuff that use build a lot of equipment over there. You have this idea about something that you want to build, and you go away and build it, but then end up using like, we know how to build it, but when you go to actually run it, you're like not sure about how to actually run it, because a lot of the I'm not saying that Americans are stupid. That's not what I'm saying, but a lot of the software technology is over in the British. A lot of the boys have studied it or whatever else, and they get flown over to America for 6 months at a time. But you've got far better technology over there for actually building stuff. But I don't know if it's changed since if it's changed since then, because I know a lot of the companies are now ceasing they're because of the lockdown of the economy, as in the companies are sort of ceasing, as in a lot of the engineering companies and stuff like that, because of obviously the lack of funds. So I don't know if it's changed since then. Because that's why I look at a lot of the American stuff. Because I'm trying to, because I tend not to follow it, and then all of a sudden 6 months later I thought I should have been onto that. I should have been buying it. I should have been right onto that. I should have been watching it. I should have been down me as in listening to what was being said, and I would have been down me. I should have jumped on that at the time. But that's what I noticed. Everybody kept saying, because I couldn't get it in my head, because when, like, in the coin community, people were calling it junk silver, and I'm like, junk silver? So you mean scrap silver, as in scrap silver? So it's worth nothing. It's worth not a thing, as in it's junk. Because when we say as in junk over in the UK, when we say it's junk, it means it's bin material. It's not fit for human consumption. It's rubbish. It's worthless. But they used to say, one man's treasure is another man's junk is another man's treasure. It's like you turning around and going, well, he turned around and says to you, that's not fixable, that's not repairable. And he flings it to one side, and you come along and you go, hold on a minute, what's that that's lying over there? And then you wheel it down the road, you wheel it down the road, somebody goes like, where the hell's he gone? And somebody's looking at them, where the hell's he gone with that? You take it down the road and you're like, I know what I'll do with that. And then you start playing about with it, taking it apart, opening it up. Oh, that needs, like Musty One, that needs cleaned. Or I just clean that there and do that, and that thing with that valve needs, that needle valve or that jet needs to come out. That jet needs to come out. And then time me somebody sees you in the front, the time me pulling it, and next thing it starts, fucking, has she got that start? Aye, exactly. And people are like, he's not that. When you see something like that, you're like, he's not daft. That's clever. I know that's why I couldn't get round my head, Craig, because I was like, every time I heard junk silver, I'm like junk silver. That means it's trash, and I'm like, but it's still worth melting. I was like, it's still worth melt value or melt, and see, that's what I'm trying to do. I don't look. It's like Lemonhead saying, "Don't use the red book." Don't just. But I use it like reference material if I'm not sure about a coin. But when I'm in auction, I don't sit with the book open and look every page and go, right, 1946. Well, he's reading it out. I think about it in my head and I'm like, is that worth buying it? And then I'm like, is the price what I would like to pay for it? Is it the money that I would like to pay for that? And I said, but my dad taught me, as in about auctions, not to get carried away in the moment, because you get carried away, you pay over the top for it, and then you never sell it, so you've lost money in it before you even start, because you paid too much, because you went in there and just kept going. It was like that last week. And Christopher's like, I want to see how much Alexander will pay for that lot. But when I looked at it, Joe threw lot 21 or whatever up on the table. I sees it as in like proofs. It was a bag of proofs and they were all cut up and there was 1 cent, there was nickels in it. Now I saw that and I was like, I knew straight away, but I didn't know there was the other party. It was slabs. And then when he started putting them up on the table, I said to him, just keep throwing them up. Just keep throwing them. And I was like, how much am I going to pay for them? And I was like, I had a price in my head. And then it started getting up further and further and further. I'm like, for fuck's sake, get out of the way. Get out of the way. And I kept seeing, and Chris is like, another one. Fucking how much more are you going to go? And then when I realised, I reckon in that lot, if by rights that lot, I reckon with the amount of stuff that was in that lot and what I paid for it, I reckon in my eyes, I paid about $1, $2 a piece, $2 a piece for that lot, at 165. I reckon I paid about £2-3 a piece. Because I didn't even, because he never opened the bag to actually throw it out, dump it out. I just seen the thing with the size of that bag, and he never even weighed the bag. I just looked at it and went, that's worth buying, because I was like, I know what I'm going to do with that, because that's what I'm trying to do is have coins for GW or whatever, or have the slabs for basically the thing made so that I can put them on the spin the wheel, because the spin the wheel idea, that's a show, that's an old showman's, that's a showman's trick. It should be, if by rights, if you put a donation and you have a spot, right, and you put sections on a wheel and you have the, as in like the one, the TGBC, I'm just using this as an example, TGBCH one, and it's got like, as in you win a sheet of coins, and then the next line is like a slab coin or a slab proof, and then you've got, and every party it has got a prize on it. That's not spin the wheel. That's called win a prize every time. So you end up, you do a donation. So you put a donation to get a spot on that, and then you win the prize off for it. And I worked out a way of adapting that idea. But then, as Andrew says, I needed something that was a top prize, and I was like, well, what if I bought copper rounds or whatever else and started using them? But then I'm like, you start working it out, breaking it down, you're like, is it worth doing it? Because it's going to be like $30 a spot. $30 a spot. If people are going to think it's worth buying a spot at $30, that's, and I'm trying to work it all out as in my own head and balance it up so that I don't want people thinking, well, and come and saying, oh, but I feel that's a rip-off or whatever else. Everybody's going to have their expectations of it or have something to say about it. But I want to be able to be fair with them and turn around and be able to do it all the time. Because that's the whole idea, is put something on the channel and make it fun and enjoyable for everybody. That was the whole thing, so that we can all interact at the same time, as in the Americans and the British. But I know that there's a time difference, as in between the British and the Americans. But then I worked it out, like, if I'd done a live run about sort of between sort of like 4ish or 4 p.m. UK time, that's sort of between the middle of your days, as in sort of when you're waking up or when you're just getting up, or sort of afternoonish as in over there. 4 p.m.'s like nearly dinner time for the UK. So if you work it around about that time scale, then you would have sort of. But I don't see the first one or a couple of them. It's not going to be a big turnout in the first couple. It's going to be a small percentage. But then I'm thinking, what if I hold back that idea now and do the one where I do the one where I do the GW for free and put them into there. But I need to have enough coins to do it. And that's what I was thinking. If I've got enough coins to do it, I put 3 or 4 in it and then send them all over the world. People know about send all these all over the world, because that's how Coinworld done it. As in Coinworld UK, as in Dale Crane. I had a lot of time for Dale. And the reason how Dale's got a lot of people is because he put out all these coins in all over the world, as in for where he was lit for free, and he was posting them all over the world. But he puts them in like as in just normal mail. But I'm trying to figure out a way that I feel that I know then that, because the thing that upsets me, Craig, is if somebody come and said to me, by the way, that free coin you sent me or that stuff you sent me, I didn't get it. I feel bad, as in I feel upset because he didn't get it. Somebody stole it. Somebody stole it and dang me, or somebody that was supposed to get it and the postman never sent it, or it never ended up reached there. It makes me feel bad. But I think about it that it makes, to me, it makes me look bad in front of people. Although that I can see that I've sent it. But if I have a chitty that turns, if I have a chitty sheet and say, look, that's what I paid for it, there it's there, that's the tracking number, I want to be able to track it this end and somebody be able to track it that end. But I need to get the shipping price down to a bare minimum, and then say to somebody, right, this is what it's going to cost, this is what it's going to be, and that's for over the whole world. I didn't want to take business away from anybody, because I didn't want to go in and I didn't want to step on anybody's toes. I didn't want to step on anybody's toes, because at one stage I felt as if I was stepping on Lemonhead's toes. And when I spoke to him last week, the week before, darling, you shouldn't be worrying about that. You're not standing on anybody's toes. Because now I see everybody doing auctions. But I'm like, I don't want to be copying everybody else. I want to be doing something that's different to everybody else. And that's why I sort of done the USA coins, because to me it was different to everybody else. Look, somebody in the UK doing USA coins, that's different. That's unique in its own. Because all these people were doing coin hunting. If somebody says to me, if one of the Americans or one of you lot say to me, by the way, we want you time, we would love you, we'd love you to do coin hunting, I'll go to the bank, because I put money into another account, so that basically I could do that, because I was like, well, I don't want to feel that I'm doing something and it's not going to go. If it's not going to work, I would rather, as in putting the brakes on and saying, right, this is not working, or that's not doing what it should be doing, and then with me turning. But I need people that are behind me or whatever and say to me, look, we think it would be better in your best interest if, because we want you to do that. We want to see that. That's what we want to see. We want to see that. Then I know exactly what goal and what way I've got to go. Because I'm just doing it off my own back and thinking, well, it might work and it might not work. I don't know. I was willing to give it that go, because I'm like, well, I like it, because to me, I see I've seen them. Put it this way, I've seen them all my life. I've seen them all my life. I've seen them for since I was born. Or it wasn't them, but there's about 3 different variations we went through. There's three variations of them coins we went through. There was one that was done, it was twice the size of it, and the thickness of the thing, the actual thickness, it was slightly thicker than that at one stage. The 50 pence pieces. So we've seen 3 different variations of that. And that's the last variation they're doing, is that one, which is a lot thinner than what it was. Plus the size is actually smaller than it used to be, that one. But a lot of people are after them because on the back, on the reverse of them, there's different designs. Like you've got like Rupert the Bear, you've got Paddington goes to the palace, and he's at London train station. Then you've got Beatrix Potter. Then you had the Olympics as well. All of them have got different designs, and then they come out with the 10 pence, where they come out for the last, I think, 3 years. They put what they called the alphabet. They called them the alphabet 10 pences. They put. I've never seen one yet, a 10 pence yet, in Scotland with a letter on it, an alphabet letter on it. The most ones that I've saw is like got that design on the reverse of them with the shield, because that's the shield. That's what they call the shield set. That's the shield set one. That's what that is, the shield set. But the shield is like that, and the parts are supposed to go together. The parts are supposed to go together to make up the shield. But I found out. I went away and looked, because Brian Wilkinson, it's me, Brian, was wanting to buy a load of pound coins, as in the older pound coins, because the pound coins, they changed them. There's a silver bit in the middle. So I wondered why the hell he was wanting them. And he's like, to make up the shield sets. I went away and looked at them on eBay, because I'm like, there's something that doesn't make sense. I went and looked. What they've done is, the shield set is supposed to have the shield itself, but at the bottom of the actual plastic packaging, or the plastic, it comes in like a sheet, which is like the P&D, the Philly and Denver sheet. It's supposed to come in a sheet. The shield's supposed to be there, but at the bottom of it, there's supposed to be a pound coin. There's supposed to be a pound coin, and then there's a £2 coin. Half the time, they cut them off. They cut them off a sheet. Sell the shield set as a full shield, as in an eBay, and split the thing with the pound coin and the £2 coin up, because the pound coin and the £2 coin is worth more than the value of the actual shield set. The shield set is the shield set itself. And I found that out by pure accident, because it's me, Brian, because I was like, Brian Wilkinson, I was like, well, why do you want these shield sets? But you're telling me if I get £20 coins, you'll buy them off me, as in you give me whatever for them. But he was wanting them in bulk, and I started, why is the Americans wanting them? Because that's always my thing. But it's not because he's a dealer or whatever. I wouldn't. If he was giving me a fair price, I would sell him. I would do it in 2 minutes without thinking about it. But the curiosity, like that Cheerio, the curiosity get the better of me. Why do you want the shield set? Why for all of a sudden you are looking for the shield set? And to answer that question, I needed to start researching to find out the answer to the curiosity of it. And by accident, I started looking at images, and all of a sudden I looked on eBay, and that's when I found out, and I was like, that's what's something. I went, that's what's missing off them, because I went, there must be a bit that's missing. There's got to be another bit of that or something. It just doesn't. There's something no doesn't 100%. That's when I looked at it. Hold on, I found out £2 coin. The pound coin's supposed to be on that, right? They're taking the thing, me cutting it. Is this did we a lot of eBay? They instead of selling a full car, they were. It was the same as they were. There was another thing, phones or something, and what they were doing was they were selling the boxes and the manuals all separate. Well, why were they doing that for? I could understand, well, why are you doing that for putting boxes? And people were buying these boxes as in Apple boxes, not that carry on in the manuals. Why is there? They were splitting them for bits, and we were getting more money for doing it. It was like somebody taking a car and splitting it for parts. They were making more money off the parts than having a full car. But for me to understand that, I had to question what was going on to try and find out, because it was getting the better of me. Or why was this getting done? I didn't realise what was the world was changing, because you're stuck. Sometimes you get stuck in a rut, and you don't realise that you get stuck in a rut or a routine, and you're sort of happy within that routine, but the world starts changing. As in, it's like the way that they said about who moved my cheese. Now the cheese was a metaphor, and it was about the changing of changing of times, or changing the changes in life. But you sort of get in a certain regime or a certain routine, and you get used to it, and you feel comfortable in that routine. So you don't then, and then sort of the world passes you by without you even knowing it, and that's when you realise, hold on a minute, I'm stuck in the same place, or the same position, and I'm not going any further. I'm not going any further. And that's the thing, we sort of, hold on a minute. So then you start looking and start doing a lot of looking and researching and asking questions. But if you don't ask the right questions and you don't get the answers to them, how can you can't fix it, or you can't have a solution to it, because you don't know the answer to it. Right.